Okay, welcome back to another watch party. It is the Nets taking on Houston, and we have a lineup change, ladies and gents. We have a lineup change. Cam Johnson is out with personal issues. Apparently, there was a death in the family, so condolences there. But Cam Thomas has re entered the starting lineup, so we can't complain. We will see this guy close out games and we will see the minutes staggered better immediately because this guy is starting. It makes things a lot easier to get him to close out games because you just simply have to correlate his minutes with the rest of the starters. It is, well, we are 10 games under 500, so it's really turned to shit real quick in the context of the NBA season. Only a 20-game period, which has seen us go from 13 wins and 9 losses to 10 games under 500. So it's pretty dire. Are things looking up? I'm not sure. Ben Simmons could be back for a game in a couple of days against Utah. So that is going to be a really timely acquisition if he obviously is ready to go. Hold on a second. But this is going to be an interesting one. We played Houston about 3 weeks ago, and we lost that one after being dominated in the first half. It was pretty dire viewing in the second half. Jabari Smith Jr. is not playing. I don't know the opponent's starting five. I do know that yesterday Jeff Green started in place of Jabari Smith Jr. We did not have to deal with Dillon Brooks last time we played Houston, so potentially there could be a bit of a dust-up between him and Claxton because they love their antics, those two. I'll just put up the injury report. Dayron is still out, of course. And then Cam Johnson is out. Derek Whitehead, that's another bit of news. He's out for the rest of the season. Granted, I don't think he was going to play anyway. But that's a shame. They're gonna operate on Derek, so that's his season done. But yeah, it looks like Ben Simmons could be back in the next game or so. We're not going to be covering that Utah game, which is a bit of a shame. But we do play Phoenix next week, and we beat them the first time. Don't even ask me how that's happened. Or that did happen, but we move. Houston are on the second night of a back-to-back. I mean, to be fair, they didn't really play yesterday. They scored... How many points did they score? They scored 83 points in the second half against Charlotte. So they're coming off a really good patch where they played a very complete game. Jalen Green had 36 and 10 yesterday. Van Vleet had 6 blocks. I don't know who he was blocking, but the 6 blocks were definitely more valuable than the 14 points he scored. Sengun had 11 and Brooks had 12. They didn't play more than 25 minutes, so they're going to be refreshed. And off the bench, Cam Whitmore had 24 and 11 in 20 minutes of play, and Eamon Thompson had 13 points, 8 dimes, 6 boards, 2 steals. So we have got our hands full today. This team's a pretty deep one, so we're going to be heavily tested. But Cam Thomas back in the starting lineup. It is, well, it's been a long time coming. We did need to make a change when we did make the lineup change, but I think we needed to acknowledge taking Cam Thomas out of the lineup was probably the right idea at the time because we were looking for stability. However, it's gone the complete other way and it's ended up a hell of a lot worse. And I think JV has waited far too long for this to all pan out. And hopefully, we've got, well, this is going to be the starting five for a long while because I just can't be asked really with having to deal with Cam Thomas out of the lineup when we're struggling offensively. I think Ben Simmons will help as well because I think Cam Thomas and Ben playing together that worked pretty strongly, and then Ben went out. Things have slowed up. Cam Thomas has found a lot more difficulty in finding open shots. It's been a lot more isolation heavy. I think Ben will help us. It's just a matter of how long is he going to be on the court for, and how many games is he going to play without getting injured. Julius Randle just broke his hand or dislocated his shoulder. I will do a check on that. Of course, the injury happens after we play them and not before. Let's have a look. I'm looking at the video right now. That looks more like a... That looks like... I don't know what injury that is, because he's like hunched over. You can't really tell. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, that's probably... That has to be definitely shoulder or hand, because he's put all his weight on one arm. So, yeah, that's obviously not good news for the Knicks, but they're on a tear at the moment. We have a Celtics back-to-back soon. Don't remind me about that game. I don't even want to think about playing the Celtics twice, let alone in 2 days. There is an Aussie on this Rockets team, isn't there? Yes, Jock Landale is the Aussie, but I don't think he's been playing too well. I think some people thought he was going to be a good acquisition. I think it was a lose-lose. Phoenix losing him, and then the Rockets gaining him. He hasn't been good on the Rockets, and the Suns have needed him, so... Yeah, it's a weird one, that sort of switch across. We need to win this game today, though. I say this every game. The other day, we played Minnesota. We held them to 36 second-half points. We got a double-double from Clax that was a really good performance. I think a lot of people have identified that Clax actually plays down to his opponents, or, like, if he's playing a good player... like a really good player, he'll play up to their ability. Or he'll bring them down to his level. When he plays far weaker centers, he fully disengages or he lacks enough presence. It's almost as if he thinks it's going to happen organically, but you've got to make it happen. Spencer Dinwiddie had a good second half last week, but the first half cost us because he was absent as well. Cam Thomas, I think he scored 25. He was the high man. And he had 10 free throws. So that was pretty key in getting us some points down the stretch when we needed them, because the points were pretty dry in the second half for us. Even though we held them to 36, that's why we ultimately didn't win. That second quarter where we scored 17, shipped off 36, that was the costly 12 minutes. And Mikal Bridges, I mean, he actually fought back well in the second half, because he started like 2 of 10, and then entered the game, I think, 6 of 8 from the field, but he missed 2 vital free throws, of course. It looks like, I would assume that Brooks is going to go to Bridges. Green, I don't know who he's going to go to. I reckon Van Vleet goes on to Thomas. You think about the 6 blocks he had. I don't know if they were more... Well, I assume they are on guards. So, yeah, I'm not too sure what the go is with Van Vleet's defensive work. But if Dinwiddie is guarded by Van Vleet, or for that matter, if Dinwiddie's guarded by Jalen Green, he's got to be assertive. Is Cam starting? He is, ladies and gentlemen. So get the party poppers out, because there's a reason for celebration, I will say. Alrighty. So we will be back as well, not for the Utah game, but for the Phoenix game later in the week. And that'll be, well, apparently Ben Simmons is going to play in 2 days. So we unfortunately won't be able to see the immediate results of that, provided he plays then, but... Alrighty. We just need to pray on a win, guys. Seriously, that's all I can do. There's no two ways about it. Alrighty. Nets Rockets. The Rockets are 21 and 23. The Nets are 17 and 27. Cam Thomas gets the start after Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson is out for personal reasons. So we go with a bit of a smaller backcourt. That means Bridges shifts to the 3. And Sengun rounds out the 5 for the Rockets. He's the man in the middle. He torched us last time we played him. But the last time we played him, we started the game in a bit of an arm wrestle with him. It was 50-49 at the half before they blitzed us on the way to, I believe, a 14-point win. So the Nets won the tip, and it will be Claxton who's going to take on Sengun. The body bump, gets into the paint and scores off the window. That's a strong move, and he needs to do what he did the other day. It was a strong first half by Clax. He had, I think, 6 field goals made in the first half. He's got to keep that consistent over the course of a game, though, because far too often does he disappear. Green is dead to shoot it, which is, well, it's very bold thinking by the Nets to allow a man who scored 36 yesterday a wide open 3. Bridges into the paint, gets into the mid-range, and then he is fouled by Green, and it will be free throws in the early going for the Nets. So that is a good start by Mikal. Let's see if he can rectify the issues that he had with the final 2 free throws. Hopefully there's not a continuation of that into this game. So those tuning in, welcome to another watch party. It is the Nets taking on Houston. And Mikal makes the first free throw, which is something he obviously could not do in a clutch situation. So 3-0. Oh my god, we have a grandpa as a referee today. Seriously? I mean, if he's capable, then sure, but I don't really back that. Alright. So the Rockets will get into a set after they miss their first shot, and Claxton's already hit with the personal, and he has got to remain out of foul trouble because he is playing like one of our best right now. Probably a top 3 player at the moment, which I don't know if... I think that's probably saying something about our team because Clax is not awfully consistent. Green into the paint, the spin... Good defense by Bridges, and he forces the miss, and Claxton with the rebound. He will bring it up himself and look for a handoff. Gets it to CT. The lob. Claxton over the top of Sengun. 6-0 start, and Cam Thomas with the dime. He is growing in confidence when it comes to facilitation. And now it's Green, who's got Thomas on him in the post. That is far too easy, and I don't know why that is the matchup. I don't know who Finney Smith is guarding on the perimeter, but surely you could identify that Cam Thomas is going to get absolutely cooked in the post. Thomas, bit of hesitation. He just tripped over, and it looks like Green had him all twisted up. So that's already 2 personals on Jalen Green, and they may have to make an early sub. 2 minutes in. And already they've brought on Cam Whitmore. So the man who started, well, played a very, very good game yesterday for Houston. I don't know how many meaningful minutes he played, but they brought him on early, which shows a huge level of trust by Udoka. Why do I keep hearing a whistle? I'm not sure what it is. Thomas, that's a foul. And he gets it to go. +1. He hung in the air. He just threw it up. Almost a bit of a prayer, and Cam Thomas will send us to the free throw line, and Cam Whitmore overcommitted a little bit, and Cam Thomas was able to bump bodies and get that one up, and it is 8-2 with an opportunity to add to that lead. Cam Thomas, I can't even speak, misses that free throw, and Houston will go the other way, trailing by 6. 2 minutes elapsed first quarter. It is Sengun up top. Then Vleet on the outside, the switch. They're going to look for Sengun in the post. Dinwiddie picks him up. That's well defended by Spencer. Was able to hold up Sengun so he couldn't collect that basketball. And now Thomas into the paint. The kick out to Bridges in the corner. It's an open look. And he hits. Great facilitation by Cam. And we have a timeout. It's 11-2. Great start by this team. And if you're trying to break out of a cold streak, you need to set the tone nice and early. And it's fair to say that we have well and truly gotten off to the start that we exactly need from this team. Let's have a quick look at the box score. You can see the shooting averages here and whatnot. All right, so right now you can see the box score. I put Claxton in the player spotlight today because he's been playing superbly at the moment. Jeff Green's got the only 2 points for Houston. That's the reason I keep hearing the whistle, because I've got the Twitter clip of Julius Randle getting injured on repeat. So yeah, Houston haven't really started too well. The Nets, complete opposite. Cam Thomas already 2 dimes and a steal. So he's been doing a great job early on in terms of running the offense, getting a bit of scoring happening with and without the basketball, really. And we haven't missed yet, which is good. We've gotten to the free throw line already on 2 trips, as well as making a 3. So there is a great balance in the way we're scoring at the moment, which is, well, it's good to see, for sure. And for Houston, they've had 2 misses from Jalen Green, and he's already on 2 personals. And Cam Whitmore's come on and also committed a personal foul. They are 1 of 3. They've turned it over once. They have not gotten to the free throw line. So that is why they trail by 9 points already. And the Nets are off to a very, very good flying start. So, I mean, that's how you're going to win games of basketball. And Cam Thomas is showing why in 2.5 minutes why he should be starting. So it is 11-2 in the Nets' favor. You can start to see the similarities from last season with the defensive switching. Absolutely beautiful. I think, well, Clax is playing significantly better with the switch because that's his strength. The switch ability maximizes his defensive ability. And it's more felt because more players are getting locked up. If you try to do a pick and roll, and you see the switch happen, all of a sudden Clax is guarding the ball handler. And, you know, that's, if the ball handler's putting up a shot, well, you know, it's you're going to be more noticed. You're going to be more noticed if you're clamping those sorts of players, especially as a big, because those things are so, like, you know, those things are highlighted by GMs and whatnot in the league, I would imagine. Van Vleet the drive, and he fell to the floor and scored, but Bridges is irate because he felt that there was a bullshit push-off off the ball that was stopping Bridges from actually doing his job, playing defense. Cam Thomas just completely discarded Whitmore, and he has scored his second bucket of the game. The Nets are still yet to miss, and we've played 3 minutes of action already, so this is a very uncharacteristically good start. Van Vleet picked up by Bridges, the drive. Van Vleet, the extra feed. Whitmore is met at the rim by Bridges. Whitmore goes again and scores. I mean, that's good persistence by Whitmore, but I don't think the Nets can really be too mad about that defensive sequence. Dinwiddie gets into the paint, the kick out to Finney Smith. I would like to see Dinwiddie drive that because he's got, well, Van Vleet on him, who's significantly smaller, but Finney Smith is able to drive and score with the right. And the Nets, man, 15-6 start, a very fast start on the offensive side. We still are yet to miss. Brooks the drive. The layup is good over Dinwiddie, and that is too easy. So they've scored on their last few possessions, and then for some reason, oh my God, Spencer just threw it in off the backboard from half court with one hand, but Mikal, for some bullshit reason, committed an over and back. And that was very, very avoidable. An absolute brain fade He was already past halfway and he's passed it to someone in the backcourt. That is just dumb. No two ways about it. Van Vleet picked up by Thomas. Can't shoot the three. Sengun is going to have to try shift Finney-Smith, who's pretty decent in the post. Who is guarding the cutters, bro? For fuck's sake. And JV's going to call a timeout. That was just pitiful defending. Whoever the fuck that was, whoever's assignment that was, that is just a hideous defensive possession. And it's the second time in a row we've been punished for that, well, Dillon Brooks cut. So 15-10, and after a very positive start, a few things have sort of collapsed on the defensive side, which I don't find one bit surprising for this team these days. So yeah. So Julius Randle has suffered a dislocated right shoulder, for those who wanted to know. Not that you would really care. What was I going to say? I don't even know what I was going to say. Alrighty, so 15-10, and the Nets are still yet to miss, but the problem is they're committing turnovers, and the defense is, well, we've only committed one turnover, but the defense is a little bit of a shocker at the moment. That's a really good start, though, from the field. That is something you want to see from a team who is really struggling to exceed 110 points at any given time these days. For Houston, Dillon Brooks has scored 4, so he tops their scoring. And, well, they're shooting 5 of 8. So after they made one of their first 3, they have made 4 of their last 5. We've kept them off the free throw line early, and Sengun really hasn't had much to do, or hasn't been able to do much, but we've been responsible for these points being given up. It's really that simple at the moment. So, alrighty. Back to the box score. Or back to the main screen. Alrighty. So 15-10. It's Mr. Whammy's birthday today. Shit. That man is pushing 90. Jesus. So we've returned from a timeout, and there's just been a foul committed off the ball. I believe it would be on Dillon Brooks. That is just an assumption, because Mikal's trying to cut to the basket. All of a sudden, things look a little bit more dynamic with this offense, because Cam Thomas can make shit happen, and that means Bridges, the pressure's off him. He can do more of these off-ball cuts, I feel. Thomas running the point, gets into the paint, shoots over Brooks and scores again in the mid-range, and we still haven't missed. It's an absolute shame we can't defend, because we would be up by far more if we could convert offense to, well, getting a defensive stop. It's Van Vleet on the perimeter. He's going to pass it out to Jeff Green, who thought about the 3. He will get into the paint. Bridges try to swipe. Green doesn't score. Oh my God, that is such a dumb foul to concede. Whitmore was trying to get the putback dunk. You've got to box the guy out, and that's something that, well, Cam Thomas is going to need to fix up in his game, because you can't be allowing that run and jump from bigger players, man. And just like that, Clax has got 2 personal fouls because Cam Thomas isn't competent on the box out. It's all good and well for him to score 2, but he's got to make sure that he's not giving the 2 away on the other side. Because then the full effects of Cam Thomas, we know how effective he is, it's getting completely cancelled out by himself. So, bit of work to be done on that end, but I guess it's a plus that we've already scored 17 points. As I say, though, it's a bit annoying that we just cannot put a stranglehold on their offense. Thomas misses. That's our first miss of the game, and it's taken 5 and a bit minutes for it to happen. So, a good sign. Whitmore picks up his dribble and shoots the 3, and that's short. The rebound by Claxton, and now Dinwiddie will get by the half-court line. The screen by Claxton. Spence, why is he lobbing it up? I don't know how Claxton has tipped that in. That was a terrible pass, but Clax has made it work, and I guess that sort of sums up the way he's playing at the moment. Brooks, that is a deep 3, and he misses as well, and it's Finney Smith with the board. He'll get it to Spencer. So a couple questionable bits of shot selection at the moment. Dinwiddie step back 3. As I say, bad shot selection. Well, that was pretty poor by him. And, it's going to be the Nets on the side because Claxton fought on the glass and was able to recycle the possession. But I hate the way Spencer plays because I know how good he is. He just half-asses the drive every single time. He never fully commits. Bridges into the paint. Where was the foul there? I don't know how Mikal's flung that one up and in either. Mikal's still chatting to the referee, wondering where the foul is. Oh my God. And then he's been hit with a foul on the other side. That is a joke, bro. This referee here, this one, well, you can't see him. But the referee that just called the foul on Mikal and didn't call it in his favor on the other end, he's an absolute flog. He looks like a flog. He is a flog. Sengun hangs and scores. And that's a tough shot, that one. Good bit of patience, though. We've exceeded the halfway point of the first quarter. It's Thomas now guarded by Amen Thompson. 3 is good. We have scored 24 already. The team leads by 10. The offense looks quality at the moment. And it helps when you're shooting 83% from the field. Jeff Green, catch and shoot 3. That doesn't go down. The rebound by Clax, and Thomas will push again. Gets in the paint. The layup. He scores again. And there's another timeout by Udoka. Cam Thomas, take a bow for this first quarter because it is an absolute showcase of his talent at the moment. We are up by 12 and, well, it's fair to say that in 7 minutes, scoring 26, that is not to be ignored. Houston have not made a 3. They've been at the free throw line twice. The only real issue for us is that Clax is in foul trouble. But look, Houston have had a score from every single player in their starting lineup except Jalen Green, who has got the 2 points. Or no, he's played 2 minutes and he's got the 2 personal fouls. That's why he's been in and out. Houston haven't really turned the ball over, but the Nets have just been cooking on the offensive side of the ball. Cam Thomas has led the way. Mikal hasn't missed. Clax hasn't missed. Finney Smith hasn't missed. It's all going right. And Spencer Dinwiddie's got 4 times. Cam Thomas has done a great job of keeping the offense flowing. And we are shooting 85% from the field. This is a team that scored 94 points the other day. So I really don't know what to tell you. We've already had 7 dimes. We've had 1 turnover, so we've looked after the ball. Bro, it's been a quality start by this mob. Quality start. The Clax has got to remain out of foul trouble because he started the game really, really well. So we need to ensure that he stays on the floor for as long as possible because I'm loving that connection with him and Clax. It's Sengun on the wing. He's going to look to survey the court and find a man to pass to. He's doubled, though. Claxton does well. Bridges is able to pick up the steal due to that pressure, and now it's Dinwiddie who will use the high screen. He will look for Clax in the paint, who's got Jayshawn Tate on him, who's not small by any means. Bridges into the paint, shoots the mid-range, and he knocks another one down. We cannot miss at the moment. The lead is up to 14 in the first quarter. We're on a 7-0 burst, and I wouldn't imagine that is the first run we've had. Thompson in the corner to Sengun. That's a bit of a shit pass. Falling out of bounds. They whip it round to Tate, who lost the ball. He's got 5 to shoot, and he's not a three-point shooter. So he's going to drive, get one up, miss it, rebound by Claxton, and it is another stop for the Nets. So this team's been quality. The switching's really helping. Thomas has a lot of space for that three, and this time it's off. But that is a bold strategy, playing defense like that on a guy who's already scored 11 points. Thompson on the wing. Sengun the handoff back to Thompson. Now back to Sengun in the post. He's going to back down Clax. The body bump. Gets one up and another miss. And Claxton has been excellent on Sengun. I don't think he's scored a point. Or he's scored a bucket. Bridges open three. More miscommunication on the defense. Another three has been hit. This is just ridiculous, bro. I can't believe this start. 31 of 14. I'm not counting my chickens too early because it's only been one quarter. But Bridges and Cam Thomas as a pairing, at least in this game, looking quality. Brooks throws up a wild layup that was well off. Another opportunity to exploit that shortcoming on defense. Finney Smith on the outside. Try to draw a foul. Dinwiddie with 10 to shoot. Finney Smith is open for three, one pass away, and that's off. So that could have sent the lead up to 20. There are 3 subs waiting for either side at the scorer's table. It is Brooks going to back down Dinwiddie. Still backing down Dinwiddie. That is excellent defense. He gets his rebound after forcing the miss, and he's going to wait for the trailers. Finney Smith down the middle. Sengun was asleep, and wow, Houston have had to call a third timeout in the first quarter. They look completely out of sorts. We are leading by 19 in the opening quarter. And that is pretty poor play by Houston. But you're just seeing how simple it is. You get stops, you will score buckets on the other side. We just have to know when to be smart with the urgency. Like, I don't know if that was Cam Whitmore's man, but he just did not look urgent enough to stay with, though, and he was able to exploit that. This team's just been fucking ridiculous in this first quarter. We can't miss. We're getting stops at basically every opportunity. Rockets are a second half team. Well, they're not playing like a basketball team at the moment. They're missing every single layup. They're looking like a varsity team at the moment. You know, they may be a second half team, but the way they're going, they're going to be down by 40 at the half. And I don't think, as much as the Nets love to choke leads, I don't think they're capable of choking a 40-point lead at the half. So it's just great when you've got Cam Thomas starting with Bridges. It makes it so much easier to have DSJ and Lonnie on the floor. And then you can play a bit of a taller wing. Jalen Wilson isn't in uniform, but I would have loved to see him get some minutes to compensate. So Landale is in. Jalen Green's back in. Excuse me. Holiday's also in. Landale in the post. Finney Smith's going to have to come over to help. Landale misses badly. He didn't even hit the rim. Good defense by Bridges. DSJ going to look for the handoff. O'Neal, the pump fake. Gets into the paint. The kick out of Bridges in the corner. He is money from that spot, but he misses this time. The commentator's curse in full effect. And now Green the other way. The switch. Bridges guarding Landale in the paint. Knocked away. Holiday recovers. Tries to shift Finney Smith. It does shift him. Landale gets the offensive board. and he misses another shot. So Houston just can't score. I'm pretty sure there was another over and back, but the referee didn't call this one. Dennis, we're playing a small ball 5 at the moment. Dennis to Walker. The spacing's a little bit off because everyone is on one side of the court. And it forced a miss for Lonnie Walker. That is knocked off Dennis. Or knocked by Dennis off Holiday. And that is another stop, another turnover for Houston. They just cannot get the offense going in this first quarter. The Nets have been, well, superb. They've rocked up to play. And so it's important that we just don't take the foot off the gas. You can't get complacent after one quarter and get a bit ahead of yourself. Still got 36 minutes to play after this quarter. Bridges picked up by Van Vleet. Finney Smith to Dennis. Dennis the drive. Under the basket. Too easy. Landale just got shifted by Dennis. That is embarrassing stuff. Houston have not scored in 5 minutes. We're on a 14-0 run in that time. Van Vleet misses. Walker with the rebound. We can lead by an astronomical amount in this first quarter. Walker the kick out of Bridges. Back to Lonnie Walker. He's going to give it back to Bridges. And we will hold. Cam Thomas is on the bench. So I expect a little bit of staggering of minutes. Bridges into the paint. How is that not a foul, bro? What does it take for a fucking foul to be called? It's the same shit on the other side, bro. Mate, they don't make this shit up. They don't even try to hide it. They do not even try to hide the fact that they don't give Bridges any calls, man. Oh, that is just complete bullshit, bro. If you're going to call it on one side, call it on the other side. Fucking joke. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know it's bad when I'm fucking complaining about referees and we're up 20. I want as many points as possible. We can't leave any points on the table. Cam Thomas is back in. Jalen Green got subbed out for Eamon Thompson, who's checked in for defensive purposes, purely for that matchup. Second free throw is off. Get the rebound. Cam Thomas does, and he will probably do everything himself on this final possession. He pulls up for 3 and misses badly, and Jay Sean Tate's going to fling one up and miss. That is quarter time. That is a superb first quarter. A couple questionable shots aside from the outside, I cannot complain with that opening quarter. That is just a ridiculously good start, and that's a quarter you need to... That is something you need to hang your hat on. And you need to channel that energy for the next 3 quarters. We are shooting 3 of 9 from 3. If you cancel that out, we're nearly perfect from the field inside the line. Bridges is looking freer with Cam Thomas on the floor. Those two have combined for 23 points. Claxton has... Well, he's doing a lot of good things. On the offensive side, he's already got 3 dimes and he's got 6 points. He hasn't missed. He's also got the 6 rebounds on the defensive side. And overall, we're shooting it very, very well as a team. The free throw number's probably one thing that needs to increase, but I tell you what, the 10 assists and only 1 turnover is excellent. It's just excellent. Something you can really be, well, you need to hope that continues all the way through. Finney Smith has even gotten on the board, so a really positive start. I don't want to see, though, only an 8-man rotation. We've got Watford in uniform. I don't think Wilson's in uniform. Clowney, I would assume, is in uniform, so I wouldn't be opposed to giving Clowney some minutes, and hopefully we can get this game over and done with early so he gets more minutes. From a Houston perspective, they were 6 of 13, and they are now 6 of 21. So they have not scored a field goal in probably 5.5 minutes of game time. They've had 3 turnovers, they've barely been to the line, and they've just shot it really, really poorly. You look and you say, well, not a specific individual is missing a crap ton of shots. It's just a very collective effort to miss shots. They've already had 15 misses, and, well, every single player has at least missed one. So, Yeah, that is probably where the issue lies for Houston at the moment. There is a long way to go. And we know this team are specialists at choking leads. You just have to hope that they don't. Alrighty, so 35-15, second quarter of basketball about to begin. This gives vibes of like our games against the Magic, bro. Even the OKC game as well. So Van Vleet on the perimeter. He's getting hassled by Dennis Smith Jr. Landale looking for Green. They nearly passed it into the backcourt. Walker picks him up. Now the switch. Green the step back three over Claxton. That's badly off, and Dennis skies in for the rebound, and Lonnie will look to push this one. Dennis is at the top of the key open, but they're not going to pass it to him. Actually, they are. Dennis out to O'Neal. And look, if you're going to play small ball, we're not playing small ball. Oh my God, bro. What the hell were Houston doing? I don't know how they fucked that up. They had a 2-on-1 after the rebound and somehow just fumbled it out of bounds. Jeff Green had to dive into the second row of the their own bench to actually try regain possession, but instead it's going to be Nets basketball. So Dennis, Cam, Royce, Claxton, Walker the 5. Lonnie is going to drive. No look to Dennis. Corner splash is off. Claxton with the offensive rebound, and now Lonnie will take it inside. Goes vertical. How is that not a foul? Claxton is able to get the rebound, and there is a foul. I don't know who it's on, but that is great persistence by both Claxton and Lonnie Walker to change things up. You know, Lonnie shot a 3, and then he decided, nah, we're going to take it inside and test what they've got going in there. Their front court is Jeff Green and Landale at the moment, so that's something you well and truly have to test out in terms of whether or not they can actually, well, anchor a defense, which I think the answer is no, but we've got to actually exploit that. Thomas somehow is able to score. What the fuck, dude? Bro, they called a fucking offensive foul. That is absolute rubbish. Oh, come on, bro. How is he supposed to do anything, man? Just complete rubbish. They just call everything against us. I can't understand that offensive foul. I don't really know what he's supposed to do there going up. Dennis, though, is able to make up for it. He gets the steal, got rid of Van Vleet, scored with the reverse. Oh my God, they've done it again. These fucking flogs have called another offensive foul. We just scored another bucket that has been chalked off. Piss. Oh my God, piss off. Piss off. It's probably there, but just piss off. You've done it once. And for them, it probably felt so nice they had to do it twice. Holiday the drive, and they score on the other end. Can't make this shit up. They just shipped off 4 points. We didn't get any of them. And then they score an easy 2 on the other side. Can't make it up. So Houston score the first points of the second quarter that actually count. Thomas gets into the paint. Kick out to Walker. That is clearly a blocking foul, and it's Aaron Holiday who picks it up. But yet again, Cam Thomas, the driving kick, is working a treat. Cam Thomas is forcing defenses to collapse, and obviously it's forcing a bit of a rash closeout on the outside. Thomas, oh my goodness, that was nearly a circus shot that went down. Instead, it will be free throws. Finally, we actually get something going our way, and it'll be 2 free throws for Cam Thomas to get it back up to 20 early in the second quarter. 10:06 to play. So Cam at the free throw line. Makes the first. And so both are made. So Green on the outside. Switch. Claxton picks him up, stays with, and thus forces Green into a pass. It's now Holiday's turn to create. The pass to the cutting Green. He misses the layup. Landale with the board. And another bullshit foul. I don't know what the fuck these referees are doing, man. Seriously, bro. They're actually just... Oh, that is just bullshit, mate. They are just manufacturing calls out of nowhere that just aren't present whatsoever. We're playing small ball. Finney-Smith is back in the game. Van Vleet, oh my god, Landale wasn't even looking at the ball. He wasn't ready. Van Vleet just passed it to him anyway, and it fumbled out of play off the Rockets. So the Rockets look out of sorts at the minute. And, well, that's their 5th turnover, but more so, they just can't make shots at the moment. It's Walker, the step back 2. That already, like, immediately as he let that shot go, it looked like he had no lift. Green, picked up by Walker. The drive, he gets through, shoots over Finney-Smith, but that one's off as well. They are just really struggling at the moment. Dennis, the reverse, that is excellent. Jalen Green was on his hammer every step of the way, but the switching of hands and the shielding of the basket really helped. And now it's Van Vleet. Drive, lost the ball. Cam Thomas does well. Lonnie gets it ahead to Dennis. The lob, Finney-Smith. Oh, it's just too easy for them at the moment. Dennis has got a smile on his face. This team is up 24. The bench are alive. I would imagine the crowd is too. Van Vleet tries to silence but can't make the shot. Van Vleet can't get the rebound. Finney-Smith does. And the Nets can keep on piling on the points. Dennis to Finney-Smith or O'Neal. Make your pick. Take your pick. O'Neal to Cam Thomas. What is that fucking pass? Really? What a way to dampen the mood, Royce. You just needed to simply make that pass properly. Not overcomplicate it with fucking... You know... I don't know what the word is. You don't need to make it too cute. You just got to do the simple things right. Royce is renowned for doing stupid shit. Green gets blocked. Oh my god. Apparently it's going to be O'Neal who picks up the foul, and he has no idea how that is a foul. It probably was a foul, but I don't think it's on him. Free throw by Green. So, man, the Rockets, they were down 15-10. Since that point, the Nets have gone on an extended 26-9 run. 22-point lead. You just have to keep on finding the right looks, getting the stops on one end. Dennis the drive, the Euro, that is an open 3, but of course Royce fucks it up with a terrible pass again. Thomas, pivot, 3 over Sengun. You just can't stop him. He's on a heater at the moment, 44-19. Finally, we have something to smile about, for God's sake. It's just been too long. Sengun looks for Whitmore. He fumbled the pass. The Nets yet again with the steal. O'Neal in the corner. 3 over Sengun. It just keeps on going right. We have got another 3. It's a 28-point lead. How can a team be so shit and then all of a sudden find the ability to play basketball within the space of 48 hours? I don't get it. We just can't miss. We saw the Rockets with all our picks and we're like, well, we're not doing you any favors, any more favors than what we've already given you. So, I got no words, man. This team up 27 at this stage of the second quarter. No, it's not a typo. It is not a typo. We're up 47-20. This is the shit that's supposed to happen with us on the receiving end. Brooks into the paint. Hook shot is off. Rebound Sengun. And he misses as well. They just can't score at the rim. And that's got to be Nets ball. And it's not going to be Nets ball, I think. I think it's going to stay on our end. On their end, should I say. Bro, they're getting offensive rebounds. Usually when anyone gets offensive rebounds against us, it is just nailed on 2 points from a putback. Every single time they get a rebound, like an offensive board, they put up a shot from 5 feet away. They never can score. It's like there is a lid on it. That old saying where there's a lid on the basket if you can't score the basketball. It feels like there's multiple lids. You take one off, there's another one there. And it just keeps on going. Like, once the first lid breaks, there is a second one underneath. They just can't score at the moment. We're nearly at the halfway point of the second quarter. They've scored 5 points in the quarter. That is just staggering to me. You can see that they are just shooting abysmally, bro. They've already had 7 turnovers, and that's an issue in itself. But the fact they're shooting 25% from the field and have not made a 3, that's the reason they're down by such a drastic amount at the moment. No one scored more than 4 points for them. That is just baffling. And from a Nets standpoint, we have gotten 12 from Bridges. Cam Thomas has scored 16 points, bro. 16 points in... Look, I do not care if JV finds a way to put Cam Thomas back on the bench after this first half, that is a fireable offense. And it could not be said any other way. I do not care if Cam Johnson is getting paid $20-something million. He doesn't do this in a game, bro. Cam Johnson, I can't recall the last time he scored more than 20 points. Cam Thomas is about to do it in a half of basketball, bro. There's just no excuses, bro. We are shooting 61% from the field, and look, we're not even shooting the 3-ball well, and we have barely been to the free throw line. So, look, consider it lucky for Houston that we're actually not up more, because it very easily could have been the case. So, I am baffled. I'm baffled. To be fair, they're on a back-to-back, but Jesus. I tell you what, it doesn't explain the misses at the rim, though, for them. They're getting a lot of offensive rebounds. And look, as much as they've got a back-to-back, we've only had one night of rest. It's not like it's a huge difference. It's a 24-hour period. Sengun finally gets one to go off the window, and they desperately needed that one, because far out, it has been struggle street for them. Dennis, Finney Smith, the handoff to Thomas, gets into the paint, the body bump, he shoots again and scores over Sengun. There is just no answer for this guy at the moment. Once he starts well, I think the stats actually suggest that if he makes his first field goal, he scores significantly more points than if he doesn't. So it's very much a mentality thing. Whitmore finally hits a 3 for Houston, so they make their last 2 shots after not knowing how to score a basket. Finney Smith is open, top of the key. That is too open. And even Finney Smith, who's been shooting about 25% from the field from 3 in January, is able to knock down a 3 top of the key. Udoka is pissed off. He is absolutely fuming at his players right now because they are just not putting in. I don't care. Like, we've said this time and time again. Because, look, I don't want to hear the second night of a back-to-back thing as an excuse. Because how many games this season have teams been on the second night of a back-to-back? Like, you look back at that period where we played the Cavs in Paris, and then after 3 days, we had another game. We were playing a team, I'm pretty sure, after that Paris game, they were playing on the second night of a back-to-back and beat us. It's all about effort and mentality and what you bring on the court. It all starts with the way you carry yourself. You can't use that as an excuse. You've got to carry yourself the right way. And the Nets found out the hard way what you do when you're complacent against these sort of teams. So I don't want to hear the fact that, oh, it's the second night of a back-to-back for them. Because in past weeks, we do not do this to teams on the second night of a back-to-back. We are complacent, or we look like the team on the second night of a back-to-back. Yes, Houston are playing poorly, but you've also got to be good enough to punish. And we haven't been good enough to punish on like fast break possessions, from the perimeter. You know, offensively, we've been struggling. So it's all good and well for them to do things on their end, but we've got to make the shots. There's been tons and tons and tons of open shots that we have missed over the course of the last month or so. So the fact we're hitting them, testament to this team who have been in a rut for so long. So we're basically bang on the halfway point of this quarter. And the team is winning by 27. It hasn't been as much of a lopsided second quarter as it was the first, but regardless, it's a 27-point lead. Like, there's just, it's like you can't really, like, I can't really put the lid on it. I have to enjoy what we're doing at the moment, because, like, win or loss today, we haven't seen this enough. So I think I have a right to be excited. Matthias, welcome to the stream. Nets lose 117-112. Well, the Rockets have got to start scoring points. I don't think they're going to make it to 112 points. They've got to score 87 points from here on. So they've got to do what they did yesterday again. Also, on top of that, with the second night of a back-to-back argument, some of these players didn't even play more than 30 minutes for the Rockets because they blew out the Hornets. Whitmore, oh, that is so dumb by Thompson. He's tipped it in while the ball was on the rim. I think it was going in anyway. And so Whitmore's basket won't count. And thus, no, it wasn't going in. It wasn't going in. So the right idea, but just not the right execution by Thompson. And I think that's the kind of output you're going to get from rookies. We've got all the starters back in. Finney-Smith thought about the three. Instead, he handed it off to CT. Blocked from the side, and Claxton just knocked it out of bounds. I think he was looking for Bridges, who unfortunately had dived a little bit further to the corner than Clax had anticipated. And so a turnover, if you could call it that, because I don't think we had possession. Brooks to Sengun up top. He's going to look to make something happen. He gives it to Green. The switch. The three over Claxton. That's good. And they've made their last couple three-pointers. Granted, I don't think they've been taking enough of them. That's only their second three-point make of the game. Bridges. Why would you pump fake? Dinwiddie. Back to Bridges. Finney-Smith back to Bridges again. One more to Finney-Smith. He's going to have to drive it. They got 6 to shoot. Finney-Smith off the window. Wasn't able to convert. And now the Rockets can run. Green into the paint. Looking for Sengun. Instead, he gave it to Brooks. Knocked away by Bridges. Thomas will get the steal. We've got the numbers. Bridges. What is that, CT? You had Dinwiddie open in the corner. Instead, he's gone for the... I don't know what sort of pass that was, but... Those are the little things that I talk about. Like, I talked about a couple minutes ago. It's all good and well to get... It's all good and well for Houston to get a turnover, but if you're doing that shit on the break, it doesn't really matter, right? You've got to be good enough to capitalize. Green will go again, and he'll make again. So I reckon we call a timeout, and we do. It's down to 21, and JV, that is a very sensible timeout. 2 threes made by Jalen Green, and to be honest, I don't know why we haven't attacked him more. We haven't had a free throw since the first quarter, I think, and The guy had 2 personals in under 2 minutes of play. I don't know why we haven't attacked the guy more and forced them to make a move, take Jalen Green back out, because he's probably the guy that's probably the most threatening, I would say. We go back to the box score. You can see we're doing well in basically every facet of the game right now. Yeah, that's really the situation. 18 to CT, 12 to Bridges. Turnovers got to remain down. It's at 5 at the moment. I would like to see the free throws go up. From a Houston standpoint, Green making his last 2 threes has meant that he is top scoring them with 8. They've made 3 3-pointers. They're not shooting it great, and the turnovers are very high. Man, I'm voice cracking a little bit. I'm anxious. That's what anxiety does to you. You start voice cracking. So, those are the box scores at the moment. Bridges has been superb on both ends, really. He's looked a lot freer because he's had to take less shots, and defensively he's held up. So, 21-point game. The Nets in possession. It'll be Spencer Dinwiddie who brings it ahead. And we got to close out this half strongly. Got to. Thomas will get the handoff. Finney Smith in the corner. Pulls the trigger. Misses the 3. That's a foul on Van Vleet. And that was always going to be a foul that was potentially going to be given away with Van Vleet giving up about 10 inches of height there. So we'll get another look. I don't like the Finney Smith 3 in the corner unless it's wide open. Claxton up top. He's got Brooks on him. They'll give it to Cam Thomas. And now in a switch, it's Brooks guarding CT. Now Thompson guarding CT. Finney Smith fakes the handoff. The drive, he lost the ball. And going up, there was a foul called. And Van Vleet will pick it up. That is a bailout because we've missed our last few shots. And we had 1.1 to shoot there. So Finney Smith layups aren't usually the most satisfying thing to watch. I don't even think that would have been a make. And Houston probably could have scored another 3 in transition, you know. That one rattles out. It looked like it was going down. So the points have dried up a little bit at the back end of this quarter. There's still plenty of time to play in this quarter as well, of course. So you've got to make sure that you don't let it get too out of hand. If you are shipping off a few points, you've got to make them up on the other side. Green picked up by Bridges. So that... Wow, that is a really careless pass by Green. Dinwiddie deflected it out of play. Van Vleet was the man it was intended for. Sengun's going to take on Claxton. And the layup is blocked by Claxton. And he will get the rebound as well. He's going to push it up himself. Fakes the handoff. Gives it to CT instead. Brooks guarding CT. Finney Smith thought about the 3. Clax has got Van Vleet on him inside. Oh my God. How did Cam not step on the sideline? And he was able to get by Brooks, who I think had given up on the play, thinking that it was out of play. Green over Claxton. That's great defense. And there is a foul. And I don't know who it's on, but it looks like Sengun got poked in the eye, getting that offensive board. That's why Clax has been so effective on defense recently. The switchability means he basically can cover everything. On-ball and off-ball defenders. Yeah, CT didn't step on the side. That's crazy. Walking a tightrope for sure. But great control of the body. Thompson's going to be dead to shoot that 3, and he misses badly. There was a reason we gave him 10 feet of space. 3 minutes to play. Bridges. Drive. Bounce pass to Thomas up top. He gets by Brooks. Not really. He was looking for a lob. Instead, he's going to give it out to Bridges, who misses the 3 badly. And a rebound by Jalen Green as we enter the final 3 minutes of the quarter. Brooks in the post, guarded by CT. Numbers collapse. Sengun is open. That 3 is off. Knocked away by Finney Smith. Dinwiddie saves. Thomas is the man on the end of it. And Brooks frustratingly fouls. And it's going to be free throws because we are in the bonus. So 2 shots coming up for Cam Thomas. And that's just a really careless foul by Dillon Brooks. Really careless foul. So CT has just been on a heater in this first half. I think he's scored 20. His team's up 25. Wow. So after Houston scored a couple of threes to cut the deficit down to about 21, the Nets have responded with 4 points over a bit of a more spread out period of time. So we've gotten the stops on one end and gotten those points back on the other. It's a 26-point lead. It's been very, very lopsided this first half. There's a reason we're up 26. Both sides of the ball, it's been a very spirited effort. Brooks is going to look for Sengun. Where is the foul, man? That is just soft. How the fuck do you call that, bro? Soft as toilet paper, man. And I'm going to keep using that analogy as long as these fouls keep getting called, because that is just soft. You're telling me 6'6" Dinwiddie is getting punished for basically grazing Sengun on the back. Brooks, oh, that is, I don't even know what to say about that. I think that was probably a foul. 2 shots for Brooks. So it's fair to say that the referees are just trying to bail out the Rockets. No, it's not. It's not all that. It's just, I'm just frustrated with the constant build-up of foul calls. Julian, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I like the banter by the Houston supporters, or the Houston supporter. I don't mind that. So it's 57-32. Cam Thomas has got 3 personals, so that is also something to watch. Both made by Brooks. So 24 points up. Dinwiddie. High screen. Dinwiddie looking for Thomas in the corner. There was an open 3 in multiple areas. Finney-Smith is one of those, and he knocks down the 3 from the corner. So he has looked much freer as well. I think he's got 13 points. He's looking crazy good at the moment. Sengun had it knocked away. Bridges gets the steal. We run it up. Finney-Smith nearly threw down the hammer, and he's going to be fouled by Sengun on the way up. Royce O'Neal has the mouth wide open because he is just baffled. That was a fucking vicious attempt at a dunk. And look, I mean, if that goes in, that is going straight on Sports Center. If that even fucking exists these days. That was, I mean, that was box office type shit. Finney-Smith needs to hit these free throws, man. He's 1 of 3. Usually he's pretty good, but right now he's a bit hit or miss. So 60-33. Oh my god, he's bricked both of them. 1 of 4, bro. So we've gone from nearly a highlight reel sort of dunk to giving up 3 on the other end and missing 2 free throws. So a 5-point swing there, really. And so the Nets will work with the clock. Finney-Smith has a lot of confidence now. He's thinking a little bit more about those 3-pointers. Thomas picked up by Holiday, who's closing out the first half, interestingly. Dinwiddie, you got Finney-Smith. He's going to pull the trigger again. And this time it's off. It rims out. The rebound by Green. So a minute to play. If Houston get this under 20, they'd see that as a win. That's well done by Doe. And we're going to get a tie-up, I think. We're going to get another jump ball. So everything is just difficult for Houston at the moment. Like, that's just a little extra bit of detail by the Nets defense. Like, usually we're not as aggressive going for the steal, but Dorian Finney-Smith doing a great job there. Thomas will go to the bench, so with him on 3 fouls, I think that's sort of a smart move, closing the game, or the half out with him off the floor. Lonnie will check in. So shot creation for shot creation. Finney-Smith and Sengun in the jump ball. It's chased up by Van Vleet, so they will have a crack at redeeming themselves for a near steal. Van Vleet to Brooks, who will drive on Claxton. Finney-Smith from behind nearly got the block. What? It was just a random-ass whistle. I don't know what it was for. So 60-38. We're inside the final minute. There's been a stoppage, I believe, for shot clock purposes. 60-38 the score. The Nets will slow things right up. Dinwiddie to Finney-Smith. He's going to look for Bridges. Here he is. The drive. 3 for Claxton in the corner. It's off. Finney-Smith got the board, and then he fumbled it out of bounds. And so that was... I mean, if that went down, you just could tell that, well, everything's going right. But I do like the attempt. A few games ago, we took one against the Clippers, and I don't know if it was the right time to shoot it, when our offense was in a rut. But this time around, I think I'm willing to cut him a little bit more slack. Green? Oh my God, he got rid of Claxton and then missed the 3. That would have been a saucy move. Bridges, I think he's smart to just slow things down. Walker to Dinwiddie. 9-second difference between shot and game. He shoots a 3. I was just going to say that is the dumbest shot to do when you can run the clock down. Take it to the cup, Spencer. Seriously, bro. Another game where he's just been MIA in this first half. Van Vleet. He's going to drive on Claxton. Tries to create the separation and does so effectively. And with 1 second to play. Oh my God. That was nearly an absolutely ridiculous play by Dillon Brooks. He got the steal with 1 second left and was able to get a shot up. It hit the backboard but did not hit the rim. It is halftime. It's 60-40. So Houston end up evening things up in the second quarter. Both teams scored 25 apiece. But I mean they're down by 20 at the halftime break. And so they've got a lot of ground to make up in the second half. Let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat. Like I said before, the Rockets will win. Well, as I've said, we're going to need to see a better version of the Houston Rockets in the second half. And we're going to need to see a far worse version of Cam Thomas. He's got 22 points in the first half. Cam Johnson has not done that I don't think he's done that all year. And that's not even me taking the piss. I don't think Cam Johnson has scored more than 22 points in a game this season. Nets fans are going to be biting their nails second half. Well, I can see that happening. Definitely can see that happening. All right, let's just have a look at the box score and we'll see what's up. So Cam Thomas has got 22. He is the clear high man. Bridges is 12. Finney-Smith is 13. And he could have had more because he's missed quite a few points at the free throw line. That is probably the worst thing about our first half. We're shooting at 7 of 11 from the line. The threes aren't going down too well. We are, well... Hold on a second. I'm just going to update these things. Clax has yet again had another half where he's probably placed himself in a really good spot to get a double-double. But yeah, Cam Thomas is a team high 23 plus 23 in the plus minus. He's played 20 minutes. That is nearly a team high. Finney-Smith has played 22 minutes. I don't know why we're not playing more players. Why are we playing an 8-man rotation? I just don't get it. Watford potentially could get some minutes. I don't know. We're just shooting the ball really well. The turnovers, I mean, 6 turnovers, probably could have a few less. There's been a couple careless ones in there. The good thing is the 7 steals. Do I think that's going to sustain itself? I think that's going to be the big question because usually we'll have we've had games like this where we'll have 7 steals and then in the second half have 2. So the defensive intensity goes away. We've got to make sure that we well and truly keep grasp of that. The 3-point shooting isn't too bad. It could be improved. It's good to see, though, that Bridges, Cam Thomas, and Finney-Smith have hit 2 threes. Spencer Dinwiddie playing 15 minutes is probably a bit of a crime. He's got the 5 dimes, though, team high. So, guess you can't really complain there. The 15 dimes, I mean, we had 10 in the first quarter, 5 in the second. It makes sense. We only had 25 points in the quarter. But we did leave a few points on the table. As for Houston, they've got 8 from Green, 9 from Van Vleet, who probably looks their most dangerous. Van Vleet, he's got 9 and 3 dimes. But Green, I think, probably is the most potential of heating up. Sengun's he's been missing. He's had less field goals than he has turnovers. And he really he struggled. Dillon Brooks has got 8, 7 off the bench for Whitmore, but aside from that, not much to talk about. They've had free throws, but, no more than us. They've shot 33% from the field and 23% from 3. I mean, this is basically now, if you look at the second half of last game and you look at the first half of this game, we've given away 76 points in 4 quarters. That is a superb defensive performance. I think it comes down to it partially comes down to what the opposition are doing, but I think you've got to give us a bit of credit where credit's due. We're getting steals. Some of the passes by Houston are wayward, but usually we're not very aggressive in trying to get those steals. Today we are. We've forced 10 turnovers today. So it's pretty clear that we've set the boundary, or we've set the standard. We've told them that they are not going to get anything easy, at least in the first half. You look at the starters, it's not really down to a specific player either. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of their 10 activated players today have had a turnover. So it's coming from all areas of the court, and a bunch of different players are forcing them. You look at our side of things, we've got 6 players who have gotten a steal. So it's not down to one individual. It has been a complete team effort. Bridges has got 2 steals and a block. Clax has got a block and a steal. So really positive stuff to extract from that first half. But the key is going to be, obviously, making sure that we do far more good in the second half. And look, we just need to not get outscored by 20. Is it really that difficult to ask for? I think it is, because, last game we lost by 1 in a game, or 2, in a game where we got outscored in a quarter by 19. So this is all good and well. We can have 3 good quarters of basketball, but I just beg you don't have 1 quarter where you shit the bed. I think it's a really good sign that we've got 3 players already in double figures, and, Cam Thomas has got 22, so you might as well say he counts for 2 players scoring 10 or more points. So outside of those 3, there hasn't been too much to talk about on the offensive side, but when you look at that compared to Houston, I mean, it's so valuable. So second half ahead of us, but I mean, we're in a very good spot. Very, very good spot. Those are the team stats. They've got 6 offensive boards, so I think that is one area we may need to iron out. But overall, this team's been very, very solid. The free throws would like a few more points there, because we've missed quite a few, but that's because Dorian Finney-Smith has been taking them, and not Cam Thomas or Mikal Bridges. Those 2 need to get to the free throw line more. That being said, look at the shooting splits, the percentages. It's just ridiculous. And if I look at, hang on, let me just go back here. Just want to see who's on 2 personal fouls. Brooks, Van Vleet, Green. We really need to attack their backcourt a little bit more, because I can see them conceding fouls, especially Jalen Green. He conceded 2 in 2 minutes. I don't know why we haven't really looked to attack that more. But yeah, that is the deal. That is the scoreline at the half. And, it's fair to say that I'm a much happier boy than what I was last game, where we shipped off 60 and conceded 40, or we scored 48. It's good to see that we've actually cracked 60 for once. Okay. Houston gonna make Nets fans cry. I love it. I tell you what, I was crying last game, and I probably, if we lose, I am fully within my right to cry this game because, bro, I mean, we are, well, we are specialists. It feels like we've gone back in time 4 or 5 years. Yeah, like we've gone back in time 4 or 5 years to the days where we just couldn't finish a game. Like we would have a 13-point lead in the final 5 minutes, and every single time you would be very, very scared because the team had a lot of, well, they were very much prone to shipping off a lead or giving up their lead and shipping off a ton of points. We can look no further than the Clippers game this year. Because, yeah, in the Clippers game, I think we were up 17 with about 8 minutes left or 10 minutes left, and all of a sudden we just forgot how to score the basketball because we went back to stagnant play. And look, we probably should have been killed by Minnesota last game. It was just the fact that we, well, defensively we're getting the stops that even though we scored like 15 points in like 10 minutes, you know, it wasn't as felt because defensively we were doing the work to keep them neck and neck. But the games that we should be winning, we're not winning at the moment. This is a game where you absolutely need to win. If you can't win this game, well, I don't know what to say. If you are enjoying the stream, though, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus Phoenix in 4 days, I think. I think it's in 4 days. So, yeah. Yeah, it's in about 4 days' time. So, yeah. Work is still to be done. This one is well and truly not over yet. But that being said, I'm still remaining optimistic because we're up 20. We're not down 20. So that's any consolation. When the Nets lose tonight, put up the black and white, please. Do you mean like make my camera black and white? Yeah, I'll make it black and white, and then I'll add the like the water effect, like the raindrops effect, and then I'll play the music as well, just to make it the full, make it the full scene, you know. You know what's very interesting? You know what's actually very interesting? Did it actually hurt that we got Cam Johnson and Claxton back? Because remember when we started the season off, we didn't have Cam Johnson or Claxton, and we played well. Cam Johnson is back. I don't know what our record is with Cam Johnson playing, but it is not good. I actually think we're in single digits for the wins we've had with Cam Johnson as opposed to, well, when he's not playing. He's averaging 14 points on the year. He's shooting 40% from three. That is rubbish, man. There is just no way. Let's have a look. So I just want to see his game log. See what games he's played. So wins. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's been a part of 13 wins. I refuse to believe that. 13 wins. There's just no way. I thought we were in single digits for that. It does feel like we've played better though with Cam Johnson out than when he does play. Who do we beat? We beat the Hornets. We beat Miami. We beat Chicago. We beat the Clippers. We lost to Boston, Milwaukee, Dallas, and Cleveland. Well, he was playing for Cleveland. All of those were decided by 10 or less. Whereas now we're getting just absolutely destroyed in our losses most of the time. Like, there's been losses of 27, 16, 22, in which he wasn't playing, 19, 17, 23, 13, 22, 14. So there's a lot of big L's in that. Because we had Ben. We only had Ben. Well, Cam Thomas was starting in those games too, remember? So Cam was probably one answer. The other answer was having Ben. I'm just trying to see how many games did we play. Wait, no. So there has not been one game this season where we have had... Well, no. There's been one game this season where we've had Ben, Cam Johnson, and Claxton. There's just one game. Only one. There's just one game. So, is potentially Cam Johnson a better player with Ben Simmons? I don't think I'm going to argue that. Like, argue that that's not true. Because I think it may be true. Can you have Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson on the floor at the same time? I'm not so sure about that. Maybe that's why we were losing games. Don't knock Cam J. He will show up soon. It's just that Cam Thomas is better. Look, Dorian is showing up today. Well, is it coincidence that it's because Cam Thomas is starting? I don't know if it is that. I mean, we probably need a bigger sample size to see what things look like if... Well, I think CJ just needs to come off the bench. We have literally said this for some time now. If you're going to hold players accountable, you need to hold him accountable. I don't care how much money he's being paid. We are back for the second half, and Houston start with it because they lost the jump ball. Sengun just shoved or lightly nudged Finney Smith under the ball. And so Sengun was easily able to take it and score under the basket. So that's a very, very easy score for a team who only scored 40 in the first half. Thomas is doubled. Please don't turn it over. And we do. What a fucking surprise. I would call a timeout immediately. I'd call a timeout immediately. Because I already know that the minute they start blitzing, the turnovers will pile up. And so it's going to be, well, Cam Thomas's responsibility, A. But it's also going to be JV's responsibility to find a little bit of something different in the second half. If it's not going to be Cam Thomas, who is it going to be? Interestingly enough, they are starting the second half with Jeff Green off the floor, and they're going with a smaller Aaron Holiday. So Dillon Brooks at the free throw line makes both. And so they've got the first point, 4 points of the second half. And if we cast our minds back to the first quarter, it was an 11-2 start by the Nets. So bit of a different look. Oh my God, bro. 2 turnovers already. If we damage the lead, it'll all happen in the third quarter. I'd rather it happen in the third than the fourth. Already 2 turnovers. Sengun looking for a pass. Then Vleet on the outside, the switch. Brooks to Sengun in the post. He's got Dinwiddie on him. Tries to get rid. He does. He missed it. The tip-in was no good, and the rebound by Thomas. It just sat on the rim. Very, very lucky. Now let's get a bucket here. Let's get a shot up. Dinwiddie. Foul. And 2 shots. So Spencer has this habit of not scoring in the first half and then deciding he's going to take control himself and shoot a couple free throws to get his numbers up. So, look, I'd rather Spencer take that shot than take a 3-pointer contested. Dinwiddie makes the first. And these are important points early in the second half because, you know, if you don't get these opportunities early, you potentially let Houston go on an 8 or a 10-0 run to start the second half, and that's immediately your whole deficit or the whole lead cut down in half. And it doesn't take long for teams to play or go on a 10-0 run. That pass to Sengun was fumbled out of bounds. They were looking for it. It was the right pass, but just a little bit far ahead for Sengun to gather, and it will be Nets ball. So 62-44 start of this third quarter. The Nets have been up basically, I think they have, been every step of the way. Dinwiddie, Finney Smith, open three, in rhythm, it goes down, and I mean, Glax was very, very close to committing an offensive basket interference. That is a great find by Spencer. That's just the right team play. You want to see him do that more often than not. It is Holiday who will drive on Thomas. Extra feed, and Sengun gets that one to rattle in. So 19-point deficit. I don't like Claxton jumping at that. Dinwiddie, the layup is good. That's much better, Spencer. Enough of these three-pointers. Get those layups up. Sengun gets under the basket again, and that is just too easy by Claxton. This already has a very, very slight hint of the first time we played him, where Sengun was quiet the whole first half, and then the second half decided to heat up, and Clax didn't really even answer. Finney Smith to Dinwiddie, drives again, and he fucking traveled. But guess what? I reckon he would have had another wide open layup. And I like him attacking that because I don't think Aaron Holiday can keep up with Spencer. So 19-point lead. The Rockets have cut the deficit by 1 in about 3 minutes. Van Vleet looking for Sengun again. Green, the switch to the corner for Holiday, who will drive on Thomas. Body bump, gets one up. It rims out. Holiday, good fight on the glass, but wasn't able to get the rebound. Finney Smith with just a little bit more reach. And now Thomas, who is, I believe, getting his first real crack at the offense. Good pass to Finney Smith, and he is a sniper in this game. Another three. He's got 19 points. Bro, he's been shooting 20% this month from 3, and he's made 4 threes in this game. Sengun's probably, well, oh my god, what? A 3-second call when we're defending Sengun in the post. How is that even... I don't really know what the point is of that, man. I mean, I understand why they do it because, I mean, you have to keep it consistent. But, bro, there's someone in the paint with the basketball. What, you're not allowed to play help defense? Doe was shooting about 14% from 3 in the last 5 games. And in the last 2 games, he's shooting 50% from 3. Green, the 3 over Claxton. That's good. And those are the threes he can't allow, man. Claxton got to close that one out a little bit more aggressively. It's down to 18. Dinwiddie. To Bridges. Claxton. Hand off to Dinwiddie. Drive it again. Drive it again, Spencer. The layup is there, and he fucking missed it, bro. Come on, Spence. 3 by Brooks in transition. It is well off. It was online, but not enough lift. Thomas to the corner. Finney Smith again. That one was off as soon as he shot it. You just knew it. And now Green. Gonna shoot another 3. We went under the screen. Call a timeout. Call a timeout. Call a timeout, JV. Of course he's not gonna. That's too easy. That's too easy. We're gonna make things as difficult as possible, bro. Dinwiddie the lob. Claxton the finish. Good response. Excellent find. Spencer's had a little bit more responsibility in this half. Green puts the head down and misses the layup. Hands on the head. Claxton's going to take it himself all the way. Layup. Oh my god. Right idea. Brooks the other way does what Claxton couldn't. Oh my god. Those are the layups you got to make, man. That one on top of Spencer Dinwiddie's miss. And, well, we've left a few more points on the table. Thomas just fumbled it, and it's over and back. Call a timeout, please. Thank you. So we just need a little bit of calm. The Rockets are playing better in this half. It's primarily because they're hitting their three-pointers. At some point, they were going to hit them. The only issue is that they have scored 17 in the quarter. 17 in the quarter. That is just not good enough. 17 in the quarter, that's not going to cut it. To this point, shipping off 17, when you in the first quarter conceded 15 in the whole quarter. I don't know if it's just a matter of Houston hitting their shots or our intensity lowering a little bit, but you can sense that Houston are on top in this third quarter, and it's going to take, it's going to take first half efforts to get this one done. Finney Smith has just been quality, bro. 19 points. On the other end, you can see that now there is a little bit more output on their end from their starters. Jalen Green has scored 14 points, and he has scored 4 threes. That is where all his offenses come from. Sengun has got 10. Overall, they're shooting much, much better from 3. Gotten a few more free throws. Their field goal percentage still down, but they are sneaking back into it on the back of hitting those threes. And on top, also keeping the turnovers down. And that's what I said. I said at halftime that this Nets team, always has a habit of defensively forcing turnovers a ton in one half, and they're not doing it in the other half, and you can just tell which is which. From a Nets standpoint, Finney Smith scoring 19 is something that we've needed to see for a while. The turnovers have really inflated in this quarter, though, and that is something that really needs to go down for us to really close the door on this Houston team. We've gotten a few free throws. Cam Thomas hasn't scored a point in this second half. And we sort of need to play with the same effectiveness on Jalen Green as they are with Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas hasn't been able to get a point up. And Jalen Green has been cooking from the outside. We need to blitz him. Or we need Cam Thomas to get the basketball later in the shot clock so things like they can't roll over. So he's holding onto the basketball for less. Maybe some cuts by Bridges would be nice. That's probably the only bone I have to pick, really, with the way we're covering Jalen Green and the way we're accommodating for Cam Thomas. I don't think we're really accommodating for him at all. Here is Holiday. So the Rockets forced a steal, but then the Nets are able to get it back through Dinwiddie, who's got Van Vleet on him. Claxton in the middle, back to Dinwiddie. It'd be smart to drive it, and he does, and he scores another layup. Spencer doesn't do this enough nowadays. He's far too passive on the drives. You see when he's driving it, he's pretty effective. Brooks, the response is no good. Claxton with the rebound, and now Dinwiddie can go again if he's smart about it. Oh my God, bro. They're just loving an offensive foul at the moment. They just keep calling it on us. Let's have a look. Oh, come on, bro. He's trying to fucking get through 2 defenders. Oh, they're just making up shit, bro. They're just making shit up. It's actually laughable. Brooks on the wing. That is very short. And a rebound by Clax. He shovels it to Bridges. But the Rockets defense gets back. And now we need to look for a trailer. Bridges into the paint. That is a foul. Thank you. Oh my God. On a replay, it may prove me wrong, but on first glance, that layup was affected so badly that you almost had to ask for the foul. Let's have a look. Yeah, he did get the ball and then swiped at the arm, so I don't know what the ruling is on that. If any contact after you swipe the ball counts. He probably doesn't get that challenge or that call overturned if he uses a challenge Udoka. So probably a smart one, saving that in the bank for later on should they need it. But Van Vleet will go to the bench. And the Nets can't get the lead up to 19 because Mikal misses a free throw. Gotta make the free throws, man. Thompson lost the ball. Finney-Smith with the steal. And he will give it to Cam Thomas, who I think needs to push the pace because otherwise you're going to see the blitz arrive. Thomas, the drive. Got the foul, +1. I thought Thompson was going to avoid it, but Cam Thomas, all he needed to do was just jump into Thompson and get a shot up. It was always going to be a shooting foul because Thompson had fallen for the pump fake. And so Thomas gets the shot off, scores the 2 on the baseline, +1, and that is his first basket of the second half. And it is a very, very skillful one at that. And he will also get a free throw, which he can't make either. Make your free throws, bro. The one thing we can't do, the one time we have a good offensive game, we can't make free throws, man. May call me crazy for complaining about missing free throws, but fam, these leads are not safe with us. We need as many points as we can get. And the freebies are the ones you absolutely should be converting. This game should be currently at about 22-24 right now because the free throws aren't coming from players that don't shoot it well. Like, Clax hasn't taken a free throw today. Dinwiddie the drive. The skip pass to Bridges on the wing. The 3 is good. The splash. That was wet. Holiday the drive, the layup over Claxton. That is a very good move. He had the extra step on Claxton and so was able to get that one in, even though there were the outstretched arms in the way. Bridges, help's going to arrive by Brooks. It was knocked away, but Claxton receives it. And he was, well, they've called a foul on Sengun, and that is just not a foul. These referees are ass. I mean, that is just, it probably makes up for the offensive fouls that we've been copping, but that was just not there. Sengun has done nothing, and Claxton has probably just made it a little bit more, well, he's put a little bit more mayo on it, let's be honest. Thomas needs to get it in. He gets it to Claxton with about 4 minutes to play in this quarter. We look for Dinwiddie on the wing. What? How is that not a foul? Bro, you're kidding me. Oh, that is just absolute bullshit, mate. Bro, he's been cleaned up on the shot. How is that not a foul? I can't believe that. Bridges the drive, the reverse. That's no good. They get it ahead. Whitmore. Good verticality by Finney-Smith. Was that a block or just an incredible defensive contest? I don't know. Thomas in the corner. The drive into the paint. What? Where's the foul? Whitmore transition 3 is off. Gets his own miss. The drive over Dinwiddie. There's no call there either. Oh my goodness. We've just got to slow down a little bit. Dinwiddie open 3. Oh my god. You've just got to slow it down, bro. Suck the energy out of the game. Whitmore, the wild reverse layup is off. The rebound by Bridges. The referees are letting the game run. Bridges, extra feed. Thomas, the finger roll layup. And it's a foul as well. I don't know where the foul was. Was there a light touch? They didn't call fouls on layups with a crap ton of contact on both sides. And they call something as soft as that. Thomas is taking time to get up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It was just taking an extra second to get up. Looks like a technical foul on Dillon Brooks because I've heard the Bronx cheer by the Nets supporter base. And that usually happens with any fan base when someone gets teed up for the opposition. So 3 minutes to play. And CT makes the tech, and he will also get an opportunity to free throw. Let's just have a look at it. Was there a light nudge? Oh, yeah, there was. There actually was a very subtle push in the midriff. I don't know why he would do that. Bro, Dorian Finney-Smith, though, that was an incredible block on Whitmore. He has been unbelievably good today. Thomas, oh my God, how many free throws is that guy going to miss? We've missed too many today. This lead should be so much more than what it is. Should be at about 25 with all the free throws we've been missing in the quarter. Green picked up by O'Neal, who's in the game. First sub of the second half. Amazingly, that's a foul on, I think, O'Neal. It'll be Green going to the line. But we have a stoppage, a timeout. Let's have a look at the box score. So the Nets are shooting it still above 50%. The threes are going down. The free throws, though, I'm not liking that. And I'm going to be highly critical. The 61% from the free throw line. You've got Cam Thomas shooting 8 of those, and you've got Finney-Smith shooting 4 of those. Look, I'll let Finney-Smith go because he doesn't shoot them at a high volume. But CT, I'm going to be hard on you. And I'm going to hold you to account because accountability is important, right? This guy, he can't hear me, but bro, you got to make your free throws, bro. You've nearly missed as many free throws as you have shots. And the shots have been a far higher degree of difficulty. It's really that simple. Mikal Bridges has scored 16, so he has scored since the first quarter. Finney-Smith scoring 19 has been the biggest pleasant surprise, and he's got 2 steals and 2 blocks. So he's just been superb. It's just been quality, man. Spencer Dinwiddie has lifted in the second half, and it's because he's stopped deciding to shoot threes. But he has been facilitating on top of getting his points up. He's got 7 dimes. That is a team high. For Houston, though, they've gotten 14 from Green, but the offense has dried up. They did cut the deficit down a little bit to under... Well, they got it to about 15, but every single Houston bucket has been met with a response. They are still shooting pretty poorly from the field and 3. The free throws, I mean, they haven't really come in abundance in this third quarter. And the turnovers, we talked about them looking after the basketball before. As the turnovers have increased, that's when they've stagnated a little bit in terms of their bid to get back into the game. So we've just got to look after the ball. That's going to be pretty key. If you are enjoying the stream, this is real important. Make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back, not for the next game, which you can see in the top right, which is against the Jazz, but for Nets versus Phoenix. I believe Thursday, February the 1st is wrong. Oh no, Doe got injured. Doe looked very, very proppy. That's why they called the timeout. Because he looked very, very, very proppy. And the problem is you don't have Wilson, so I reckon you have to play Watford off the bench. And that's going to be... It's going to be equally important that Clax doesn't get in foul trouble. I think he's okay, but like in terms of fouls, but yeah. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, but make sure to subscribe as well if you are new around here, so you are notified when I go live. So yeah, that Nets Phoenix game, I don't know what day it is, but that will be the game that we cover next. And hopefully that's when Ben's back. He's supposed to be back against Utah. That is a very open 3 for O'Neal, and he's too good to miss those. Sometimes he proves me wrong, but on that occasion, he proves me right. And it's back up to a 21-point lead. And so the points keep ticking over. Van Vleet, that is a great contest, but a terrible contest on the box out Who the fuck is responsible for Jalen Green there? You forced a great miss. Good contest by Dinwiddie. But just dumb shit there. Dumb shit on that box out. It's O'Neal and Cam Thomas. Take your pick. Both of them just allowing a free run for Jalen Green, and he's going to pounce. If the opportunity's presented, he's going to pounce. So I talk about the free throws not being scored on our end. Those are very simple points that you can prevent conceding on the defensive end. O'Neal to Dinwiddie, swings it across to Thomas on the wing. That rimmed out, and it was basically halfway down, so a bit unlucky there. Green's going to look to play early. Looks for the pass. Dinwiddie does well. Very aggressive trying to get the steal. And, oh my god, that was very well defended by Spence. Very well defended. But he's going to be hit with the foul because he was a little bit overzealous trying to get that steal. He is bewildered by that decision. And so, with 1:50 to play, it's Van Vleet who will bounce past it to Jeff Green. Bro, Royce, you can't be getting beaten by Jeff Green off the dribble. He's 36. Or 37. He might as well be in a retirement home. Lucky there was a miss because Claxton was present. Walker is off on the 3. And the rebound by Van Vleet. So we've got to make sure that we get a few points at the back end of the quarter. Van Vleet looks like he's going to shoot a 3. Oh, that is a terrible pass by Van Vleet. That's got to be off the Rockets, and it is. Cam Thomas does well to read that pass. I don't know what Van Vleet was thinking there. Cam Thomas was there for the read. Van Vleet didn't put enough sting into that pass to get it to Jalen Green, and in the pursuit of the basketball, it's gone off Green's leg, and it will be Nets basketball with 1:23 to play in this quarter. So we've got... Bro, who are we playing at the 5? O'Neal. Come on, man. Come on. You've got Watford on the bench, and you're fucking playing O'Neal at the 5. Dinwiddie. Bridges is open in the corner. They're playing zone. Mikal needed to hit that. He didn't. And it's a rebound for the Rockets. So we're keeping him alive because we can't make buckets to close out the third. Van Vleet misses the 3. The rebound by Royce. Dinwiddie to Thomas. Looking for Bridges in the post. He's got Green on him. The double arrives. You've got to help him out. You've got to help him out. Oh my god, bro. How many times, Mikal, are you going to overuse the basketball? Fucking hell. Like, actually release the pass, mate. Fuck. Does my head in, bro. This is a dangerous lead to have going into the last quarter. I can just tell you right now that the way we are playing gives me a bit of fear going into the final quarter. Even though we've been able to hold them off for this long. That's a foul by Jayshawn Tate. Cam Thomas on the box out, getting his body in the way between the man and the ball. The opposing man and the ball. It's going to be free throws for Cam Thomas, I think, because it's a loose ball foul. So, I believe free throws coming up for CT. We're going to go to the complete other end of the floor. I think. No. Or yes. No, we are. So, it was 20 points at quarter time, the margin. At halftime, it was 20 points. With 2 free throws made by CT, which I'm not banking on him to do, but he does make the first. With 35 seconds left in the third, it is also 20 points the margin. So the margin has not shifted one bit whatsoever in the last 24 minutes of basketball with that free throw made. So 88-68. And it begs the question, will Houston go for a 2-for-1? They're not operating very quickly, so it looks like they're going to look for best shot available. They give it to Whitmore. He's going to give it to Tate. And now Van Vleet in a switch. He shoots over Thomas and misses. It's knocked away by Bridges. They get the offensive board, though, and they're going to hold for 1. There is a 1-second difference between shot and game. It's Van Vleet, picked up by Thomas, top of the key. Bridges will come over to help. The three over the top of CT is off. They get another offensive rebound. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. We had two excellent stops by CT. Didn't even let Van Vleet drive. I don't know if that's a fatigue thing where you opt for a three because it takes less energy. You're trying to conserve. But, bro, you got to get the rebound, man. How many numbers do you want in there to get the rebound? So, it's three-quarter time. Houston make inroads by 2. They scored 30 points in that quarter, but the issue was that they shipped off 28. So we did well to hold them off in that third quarter. We just got to close the game out. The Rockets still, well, they've missed their last 7 from 3, and their free throws are sort of bailing them out a little bit. Green's got 19. And, Sengun's got 12, and Brooks has got 12, but their efficiency is nowhere near where it needs to be. They've had 12 offensive rebounds. That is keeping them alive. The turnovers at 14, though, is really causing them a bit of grief. From the Nets' perspective, Finney Smith did go off with injury, but he will return. So he is good to go. Finney Smith has got 19. He's just been excellent today. 4 threes made, so maybe he's gotten out of the rut that he was in for so long. Bridges got 16. He's only taken 10 shots, but I'm liking a more efficient, lower volume version of Bridges. I think it allows him to perform at a better level on both sides of the ball. Offensively, when he's holding the basketball for less, it's a better result. And Spencer, 8 dimes in total. He did a handful in that third quarter, and he scored a bit, which is nice. Cam Thomas being his efficient self today. He's had 10 free throws. He's done it everywhere on the offensive side. And even defensively, I think he's been pretty strong. He's got the 4 dimes to his name as well, so he's growing as a passer. We haven't really had any bench presence, but it didn't really matter. The field goal percentage is up. The free throws aren't great. The offensive rebounding is, it's been a struggle. We're getting out rebounded. And the turnovers were well up in that third quarter, but we've held them off to this point. So this is the big part of the game, the big portion of the game where in past games we're getting outscored by, on average since December 14 to 15 points a game, or 14 to 15 points a fourth quarter. That'll not be enough for Houston to win this game because they're down 18, but I don't want us to even give them a sniff. We need to get this done nice and early. Bridges the drive, picks up his dribble, moves through, gets the bounce off the rim, the soft touch, and it's 90-70 to open this last quarter. Thompson, Tate, Van Vleet, Brooks, and it's Whitmore, the 5 on the floor. Brooks, he missed the layup, but got the follow. And this is the problem. I thought Claxton was off. He's on. Need to be boxing out. Those are very fixable, mendable things to do. That you can do. Another thing is 3-pointers. Stop settling for the easy 3 when you can just drive it. Like the Rockets are doing now. They've scored 2 quick buckets because they've driven to the cup. And so Dennis will hand it to Claxton. To Dennis in the corner. I want you to drive it, Dennis. Playing a bit of switch defense are the Rockets. Walker, the 3. That was badly off. I don't know why he's shooting that off the dribble. Brooks now shoots and scores. Timeout. Call it. There it is. And it's down to 13. And so, just like that, already a little bit of doubt. But this is the issue. I don't know why we opt for this bullshit, man. I also don't know why we don't opt for a Watford at the 5. Add a bit of size. We're playing Dennis, Lonnie, O'Neal. We're playing Claxton. But I think we need a little bit more height in there to combat, because right now we're just getting cooked. I think that's why Finney Smith is so important to this team. Overall, you look at this whole season and say the whole problem with this Nets team is that they still don't know how to execute. I mean, right here, we're gonna see if they've learnt. We're gonna see if they've learnt. Can we involve Clax in the offense? That's what I've been saying for games and games and games. This guy he's got a good understanding of how to get a good shot at the basket. And they're playing they're not playing particularly tall. I don't know why he doesn't look to tower over these guys and score. And I don't know why we don't feed him. Nets would be down if not for Finney Smith. They'd be down if it wasn't for Cam Thomas starting. If Cam Thomas wasn't starting, I don't know where this game or what this game would look like. If you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus Phoenix in a couple of weeks. Or not a couple of weeks, a couple of days. Later in the week. So, long way to go. 10:33 to play. The Rockets have trimmed into this deficit slowly. The Nets have just got to keep on scoring, man. That's all I can say. You've just got to find a way to get the job done. It's not rocket science. Mikal leading this team, you can just tell it's completely different when you have the rock in Cam Thomas's hands. With Mikal, it looks a little bit more unconvincing, I think the correct word is. Noah Clowney's been on the bench in uniform. I don't know why we didn't use him earlier on in the game as well. They're applying a full court press. And they've just knocked it out of play. They're going to have to inbound. We're going to have to inbound it, of course. But you can just see that everything for us is going to be difficult. Dennis just fumbled the ball, but I think there was a swipe in there, and it's a foul on Whitmore. So if this is the pressure we're about to be hit with, then, God, it's going to be a long final quarter because we just don't know the way out. When we get hassled defensively, we don't have the personnel to find the answer. But Cam Thomas is back in. I assume to play the final 10 minutes. Bro, Brooks is absolutely harassing O'Neal. Oh, that is, well, that's pretty smart by CT. I mean, Van Vleet did fall for the pump fake, but I think Cam Thomas actually initiated the contact, in which case it's probably, well, it's self-made. So usually they don't give those because you're trying to manufacture it yourself. It's not really the fault of the defender, but I think in that case, the fact that Van Vleet fell for the pump fake, that's where it fell flat in the Rockets' defense. So, Cam Thomas gets the first free throw. Yeah, he did fall into Cam Thomas there. He was going on the diagonal to try avoid him, but at the same time, it's, yeah. The effort was in vain by Van Vleet. Now, I do want to mention, Van Vleet is on 5 personal fouls. He just picked up his 5th right there. He picked up one, as we were trying to bring the ball up. So, with that guy on 5 personals, if you do not attack him at every single opportunity, he's already 6'1". He is a decent defender, pretty good defender, underrated defender for his size. But he's 6'1" and he's on 5 personals. If that doesn't scream that you need to attack him at every opportunity, like drive it to the rim, then I don't know what does. Because, like, even if even if he can't get the shot up because the help defense rolls over, you have open men in the corners. They should be good enough to make their shots. Tate to Thompson. O'Neal's giving him a lot of space. He's sagging off. We've got an offensive foul off the ball. It's Tate who picks it up. Or Whitmore? I'm not too sure. Was it the fault of the screener who wasn't set? Or someone who had run through the Nets defender? I'm not too sure. Dennis is guarded by Van Vleet. He needs to drive it. That athleticism, needs to be utilized with Van Vleet as his direct assignment. Thomas, Whitmore, guarding, step back. Oh, that's tough. Nearly chased up by Claxton on the rebound. The Rockets push. The lob was well read by Cam Thomas. He was able to knock it out of play. So even though we're not going to get the possession, we did prevent Houston from getting a regulation bucket, and it would have been a very satisfying one for them, of course. It would have been a filthy-ass dunk. Whitmore in the mid-range on one leg. That rattles out. Rebound Claxton. Oh my god, he's got to be stronger than that. That is so shit, Clax. Got to be stronger than that. He knows the man's right there, and he's just let him swipe at it and lose the basketball. We've just given away 3 points out of fucking nothing. Nothing. Bridges. Got to feed Clax. You've got to feed Clax, bro. Oh my god. And Cam Thomas is also down. Chase down block by O'Neal. Oh my god. Bodies are flying all over the place. It's going to be Nets basketball, but... oh my god. It's just absolute pandemonium at the moment. Mikal had an open look to Clax. Didn't feed it to him. Missed the shot. Cam Thomas went down injured. Got back up. Looks a little bit ginger. Block on the other end. Oh my god. Claxton, good take. Layup is good. That's just too easy. You've got to keep feeding him because he's clearly the tallest player on the floor. He's guarded by Tate, who is filled out, but he's not very tall, so he's got the size over him. Whitmore going to drive on Thomas. Stops, pulls up, and he's fouled, and it's free throws. So Cam Thomas looked like he got clipped in transition. O'Neal with the fucking chase down block, then bodies were flying. Oh my goodness. It's all over the place at the moment. Two teams that are desperate to win. You can tell. Whitmore makes the first. Cuts it to 14. You have to attack Van Vleet, though. If there is a mismatch with Clax under the basket on Van Vleet, if you don't feed it to him, that is just criminal. All inbounded to O'Neal. Now Dennis. So 8 minutes to play. You cannot slow the game up. You've got to keep playing with the pace you've been playing with. Dennis. That's a foul off the ball. It's Tate again who will pick it up. And this time it was a hold on Claxton. So I suspect that the Rockets are very much pushing in the bonus territory for the Nets. There's still a long way to go. So obviously the Rockets want to get back into the game. And with that, they're playing more aggressive defensively. Oh my god, Mikal! Oh, he's fucking throwing this game. He's seriously throwing this game. He just fucking threw it to a Rocket. Oh my god, that is just brain dead shit from Mikal. Fucking hell. I don't know why Royce wasn't inbounding either. Dennis, please drive on Van Vleet, bro. It doesn't make sense why you're not. Good pass to Claxton. Why would you not pass it to the corner, bro? Oh my god. At this stage, every single decision that is fucking clear cut, we can't manage to understand at the moment. 15 turnovers each. So the Rockets are forcing him, and they're not making him. So that's really helping him out here. They are down 11. Switch. Thompson to Tate. They don't really have a very good spacing lineup, but we've just allowed a Van Vleet open three, and that's rimmed out. It was so close to going down, did a full 360 on the rim. And so the Nets are up 11, remain up 11. We've got to get a bucket here just to get the lead back up. Doubled is Cam Thomas. Claxton in the middle. That had to be a swipe, and Claxton was fouled by Thompson. So if they're going to play zone, Claxton, well, look at all the numbers. Like, Cam Thomas is doubled. They're playing zone. There are going to be open looks everywhere. So if you're not good enough to find the open man, then you're simply not playing good enough. So Dinwiddie going to drive down the middle. Easy layup. And, I mean, those are the looks that are available with them playing zone and them being incredibly small. The lane's going to open up, and that's just a really smart shot. Whitmore on the outside. He'll drive, try to get rid of Cam Thomas, and he scores over Claxton. And we are pushing the halfway point of this last quarter, and Houston have cut into the deficit by 7. And it's now Spencer Dinwiddie who will get it to Claxton. This will be an easy score if he can, well, deal with the size, and apparently he couldn't. So now Cam Thomas will have to cook on Whitmore. Gets one up. That's just a terrible shot. And Tate swoops in for the rebound. It's Brooks the other way. The pull-up three. What is O'Neal doing? And Whitmore nearly got the rebound. O'Neal just sagging off in transition. I don't know what he's thinking there. So 6 or so minutes to play. And we have only scored 9 points in the quarter. And JV... What? Oh my god, they're hacking Claxton. Oh my god. Oh, that is just... I mean, are we going to have to take Claxton off here? We're going to have to bring Finney-Smith back in. He's been off for quite some time since he got a knock. And he's got to make these free throws, Clax, man. This is what you train for. 57.5% on the season, so very much the definition of make or miss. 97.86. We're gonna have to call a timeout at some point. I would use one now to get Clax off the floor. Clax misses both and is well short. So they can cut it to single figures. I don't know the last time it was a single figure deficit. Green over the top, misses badly, and a rebound by Bridges. So early offense, one and done. Dinwiddie. Picked up by Van Vleet. If you're smart, you would drive it. If you're smart, you would drive it. Spin, moves through, hangs, and missed the layup. I don't know why his layup looks so fucking dodge. Whitmore the dunk. Oh my god. The urgency is pretty clear with Cam Whitmore on the floor. Bro. Mate, Clax has got to be subbed off. Or he's got to make his free throws. There's no alternative. Bro, what is CT doing? He's got to get the body in the way. Can't allow a wide open dunk. So the last time it was a single-digit deficit, it was 21-14. Claxton can get it up to 10 if he makes one. For fuck's sake, bro. JV's got to call a timeout, not only to just calm the troops down, but also to get the guy off the floor, because they are doing it every single time. I don't care if you force a miss or what. Got to make one, Clax. Got to make one. Please. Oh my god, he missed it. Here we go. We enter the territory we do not want to be in. I don't trust this team to close this one out. Green, Whitmore. Why would you allow the space? He hits. Call the timeout. Why did he take this long to call a fucking timeout? Oh my god. I told yous before, You were telling me to enjoy it. I told you that we needed to make the shots that we were getting given. So many points we've left on the table, bro. And it just, like, I rub my eyes, not only because I'm sick and tired of this, but because I'm fed up. Another fucking close game. How every single last quarter is it the same offensive crap? We've scored in excess of 25 points every single quarter except this one. We are not scoring 25. We've scored 9 in 7 minutes, bro. With Cam Thomas on the court. At that point, what do you possibly say is the issue? Shot selection? Like, they have made adjustments quite clearly, and they're playing with effort. They are playing far better. They've closed the game out with Whitmore. They've given him an extended run. I think they'll close him out the whole game. Sengun has barely played in this second half. And that's a bold call to make as a coach when he's one of your better players. But unless he's returning into the game for the final 5 minutes, it's a bold decision that may actually pay off. Oh my god. The problems are obvious and JV does nothing about it beside rotation changes. The thing is, it's just... Like, I actually have to just say, I think it is as simple as not having players that can cope with the pressure. Clax has had 4 free throws. Nah, didn't make one. Spencer Dinwiddie had an open layup. Didn't score it. Van Vleet has been on 5 fouls for about 8 minutes or 5 minutes, and we have barely gotten a free throw in that time. With Van Vleet even remotely close to the defensive work. Like, he's on 5 personals and he is a shooter that they can use in the final 5 minutes. Why are you not attacking the guy? He's on 5 personals. I thought it'd be as simple as saying, well, it's not rocket science, but with JV, everything is rocket science. You need Einstein to work it out. And to be honest, I don't think Einstein could save JV, to be honest. 5 minutes to play. We're up 6. Bridges the roll. Oh, that is a foul. And it's going to be free throws. So they've run with this group, and it is very good coaching by Udoka. Change the defensive scheme entirely. Change the personnel entirely to suit the scheme. And you can see it making a difference. Bridges at the line. He just has to make these free throws. I said in the third quarter, the free throws, we're leaving far too many on the table. Far too many points on the table. Bridges makes the first and gives me a little bit of calm. This gives me very similar OKC vibes, except we had more of a lead at this stage of the game against OKC. Like, the comeback was always on. It's just that OKC left their run a little bit too late. I think Houston are well in it. Mikal can't make another free throw. I have said this all game, bro. All game. You've got Cam Thomas missing 3. You've got Mikal missing a couple. You've got Finney Smith going 1 of 4. Green drives. Layup. Good defense, O'Neal. Force the miss. And now we need to reinforce the lead. We're up 7. We're going to slow things down, and Cam Thomas, this is where you have to cook. Bridges is picked up by Van Vleet. Now the switch. Cam, drive on Van Vleet. I beg. I beg. He's on 5 personals, and you fucking did nothing with it. Oh my god, it's just... use your brain! And Tate scores off the window. It's just like, it is so fucking brain dead. You had 5 foul Van Vleet on you, and you decided to not attack the basket. It just doesn't... I cannot wrap my head around it. You're now playing 5 out. Dinwiddie the drive. Oh my god, an offensive foul. An offensive foul. They were like, oh, so we haven't reached the daily quota of offensive fouls yet. We've got to call another one. That's like the 4th one they've called today. Oh, piss off, bro. They just keep doing this. They keep doing this to us. Every single game. Van Vleet the drive. The kick out to Tate. One more for Brooks. It's in rhythm. It's off. O'Neal with the board. And now Dennis with... What is Dennis doing back in the game? Dennis gets the duties of facilitating. He drives on Whitmore. The block gets his own miss. Thomas out to Dinwiddie. Please drive it, Spencer. Down the middle. Layup. Oh my God, he's missed it. Dennis with the steal. Oh my God. Bro. 3 minutes to play. Thomas rhythm 3. Yes! Breathe! 8-point game. That is huge by Dennis. We brought him back in, potentially for that reason. Van Vleet with the push-off and the score. It's back to 6. Cam Thomas is a certified bucket getter. Get him the ball. He's sitting in the corner now. There is a foul, and it's off the ball. Dinwiddie and Brooks getting into a scuffle, and it's going to be free throws for Spencer. I don't know if I back him in to make the free throws, man. I don't know if I back him in. We turn into the Pistons in the final 8 minutes. Bro, I don't even think the Pistons are this bad. I don't even think the Pistons are this bad. Dinwiddie makes the first, and surprisingly enough, he's actually been the most assured head at the free throw line today. I don't think he's missed one. And so the Nets up 7. Dinwiddie. Oh my God. Does it kill to make 2 at the line? Fuck's sake. We just keep on keeping him alive. We have had 14 more free throw attempts, made only 2 more. We are 58% from the line. Brooks gonna back down O'Neal. The turnaround, Jay, is good. Bro, we should have at least 7 more points than what we currently have, and in which case the game would probably be done and dusted. Instead, it's a 2-possession game. We have the pressure now of scoring a basket. With 9 seconds to shoot, Thomas is picked up by Tate up top. He's going to drive on Tate, forced into a pass. Oh my fucking God, a travel. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the problem. We use the whole clock, and then with 3 seconds left, we get caught in a muddle. How have we only got 102 points, is my question, with 31 fucking free throws, man. And they've taken Thomas off, which is fucking bold, given we've only scored 14 points in the quarter. If we can't get a stop, which it doesn't look like we will, Tate in the corner, dared to shoot the 3. The step back is off. The rebound by Dennis. We swing it ahead to O'Neal. You've got the numbers. Please use them effectively. Now we don't have the numbers. Dennis is going to hold. We're in the final 90 seconds. We're up 5. We are just limping to the finish. Dinwiddie, one-on-one, drive, corner for Dennis. Bridges, he's got an open 3. It's off. He's a fucking choker. With 1 minute left, they push. Green is going to roll it back out. He's got Dinwiddie on him. He drives. Lost the ball. Bridges with the board, and Dinwiddie, I don't care what you say about him, he has been huge in this second half. Every single time Spencer plays well, we play well. That stop is massive. He's got Van Vleet on him. If he's smart, he would drive it because he's on 5 fouls. Dinwiddie does drive it, shoots and badly misses. We can't get the rebound. The Rockets need to operate quickly. It's Van Vleet, picked up by Dennis. Lost it, got it back, passed to Whitmore, nearly fumbled it out of play. He's got Bridges on him. It's good defense. The 3 is off. The rebound by O'Neal. And At this point, I don't know what they're doing not intentionally fouling. And there is an intentional foul now with 19.7. Oh my god, are we actually going to win a game scoring 14 points in a fucking quarter of basketball? Oh, Dillon Brooks is fouled out, so that's him gone. Say goodbye to him. Oh, for fuck's sake, bro. This should not have been this difficult. We should be up by about 10 to 13 with the amount of free throws we've missed. You've just got to... This team has got to go in the lab. Dennis misses another free throw. I sound like a fucking broken record here. Oh, it's just ridiculous, bro. How many shots are you going to miss from this fucking free throw line? Makes the second. It's a 6-point game, but, I mean, that trip by Dennis, it would have been awfully handy if he converted both because, well, to be quite frank, that would have made it a 3-possession game, and with 20 seconds left, you would have said that it's probably done. Told you Nets fans are going to be biting their nails. I even said it. I even told you. It's like, it's not rocket science, bro. It's just not. Every single game, it is the same shit. I actually... Look, I tell you guys constantly that this team is inconsistent. They are not inconsistent. They are consistently inconsistent. They're consistently shit in fourth quarters. We were up 28 in the second quarter. Now, if you had have looked at this score in isolation, you would have been like, you're taking the piss. Nope, this is just a regulation thing that happens every game. I said in the third quarter, we keep missing the free throws. We are not putting them to bed. And those sort of teams that aren't good enough to put the team to bed, the opposition to bed, will get punished, or the door will remain ajar. And the minute you allow that and invite that, the opposition are going to see that as a silver lining, and they are going to, well, play a second half where they think that they can win. The belief is still there. If you score a few extra points, half a dozen extra points in the first half or in the third quarter, then all of a sudden that belief sort of diminishes a little bit. Van Vleet is going to shoot over Dinwiddie. He misses. Sengun with the board. He missed the fucking layup. He got another rebound. Claxton blocked him. And there's a foul on Mikal Bridges. What? I actually don't know where the foul is. You're fucking kidding me. So we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for this game to be done and dusted. It's Sengun at the free throw line. So they wanted the 3, but they're going to get 2 shots instead. And Sengun, I mean, he didn't make it easy for himself either. It's going to be 2 shots. We will be doing a little post-game, so if you want to listen into that, because I haven't done a box score check in a while, make sure to tune in. If you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like on the stream and subscribe. We'll be back, not for Nets Utah, in which I believe Ben Simmons will be back for, but we will be back for Nets Phoenix later in the week. But Sengun can cut it down to a 2-possession game with both made. And he does. Now we just have to get the ball in. We've got 2 timeouts. Oh my god, Royce! You fucking idiot! Fuck's sake! He turned it over and they hit a 3! This fucking idiot! I can't believe this! Oh, you have to be fucking kidding me, Royce. Oh, that is so fucking brain dead by Royce O'Neal. What the fuck is he thinking? What is he thinking? Call a damn timeout, bro. Oh, you fucking idiot. Dinwiddie was going one way. Royce went the other way. He just passed it straight to Thompson, who read it, and it was a wide open 3. This fucking bozo. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this, bro. And that just sums up how this game has gone, bro. Every time we have an opportunity to put this team to bed, we find a way to fuck it up. It's actually laughable. No other team is doing this. No other team is this incompetent. Detroit are not. Washington are not. And the thing is, Houston did not have to use a timeout to get that three-pointer either. They've got a timeout in hand. So even if we make both free throws, we can lose the game. Or, well, we can lose the game because Houston have a timeout. They can get a three-pointer. Oh my God. This is fucking laughable, man. This is so laughable. And you know what? O'Neal's inbounding it now. And I have no excitement for the potential outcome of this. Got to get it in. Get it to Thomas. Ooh. Well, 2 seconds have elapsed. Cam Thomas got rid of Thompson, who just fell over. And then there actually was a tie-up. Bro, there was a tie-up. What was Cam Thomas doing? Bro, they could have used the challenge. They could have used the challenge. They could have actually won the game if they used the challenge. But they've waited too long, and so free throws for Thomas. He makes the first. Oh my goodness. Bro, that was actually legitimately a tie-up. That should have been a jump ball. So, that's an interesting use of a timeout. To use it after Cam Thomas's free throws, but not for a potential jump ball. I guess, like, if they won the challenge, they may not potentially have guarantee of the basketball, and that's why you have to save it. Thomas, that second free throw rims in, and Udoka will get the final timeout used up. It makes a lot of sense why he's used the final timeout now, because, yeah, if he used it on that challenge, if they lose the jump ball and they don't have a timeout left, they're screwed. It's a 3-point game. There's 5 seconds left. This team was up 18 at three-quarter time, and in typical Nets fashion, got outscored by, well, they've been outscored by 15. If this game is anything to go off, it is that 100% we are nailed on to concede a three-pointer. 100% nailed on. I thought this game was in the books, but of course Royce O'Neal has to be a fucking idiot and pass it to the opposition. This team is poorly coached. This is fireable if we lose this. I'm actually not buying that. I'm not buying that because your players have had multiple opportunities to execute. JV is also not shooting the free throws. This team has missed 13 of their 33 free throws. That is too many. The game would have been done if you could have just made your free throws, right? If you could make simple layups. If you could stop turning the ball over. Yes, coaching is a part of that in terms of trying to free players up and make the adjustments to cope with their zone. But still, like, the players have had multiple opportunities to put this one to bed and they just can't make their fucking free throws. Here we go. The Rockets will inbound. Thompson, Van Vleet is fouled and it's waved off. That is an incredibly smart foul. The clock has not expired, ladies and gentlemen, so don't let your eyes fool you. There is 3.9 left, and Bridges fouled before the shot was put up. So 1.2 seconds elapsed, and Van Vleet's going to have to shoot free throws. And he makes the first. So it looks, well, Houston are going to need to get the offensive rebound. And I'm very, very scared because in previous games, and also in this game itself, offensive rebounding has been an issue. Harry Giles comes into the game for the first minutes of his, well, probably this month, to be completely honest. He's come in for rebounding purposes. 3.9 left. Van Vleet will intentionally miss. He does. Oh my God. No way! What? They've called a foul! Bro, you cannot write this stuff. You can't write this stuff. Claxton's boxing out Sengun, and he's fucking grabbed him, and the referee's fucking fallen for it as well. They're both holding each other. Sengun's fallen to the floor. Of course it's right in front of the referee. They're going to call that every day of the week. And so with 2 fucking seconds left, Sengun has 2 free throws. He can tie the game. And we don't have a timeout left. Oh, yes! He missed it! Oh, my God. Missed the whammies behind the rim. On his birthday, he's having an impact. Get the rebound. Get the rebound. For the second consecutive possession, he's going to have to forcibly miss it. Oh my God. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. All you need to do is just fucking bat it out of here. Please. Please. He made it. What is he doing? What is he doing? He made it. There's 2 seconds. We've got to get it in. Oh my God, it's Royce O'Neal inbounding. It's Royce O'Neal inbounding. Just fucking launch it, Royce. Launch it. No, we get it to Dinwiddie. Oh my God, I thought the game was over, but with 0.7. 0.7, there's no timeouts remaining. There's no timeouts remaining. 0 timeouts remaining. Dinwiddie, 0.7 to play. He nearly stood on the sideline. I don't even think it matters if he makes or misses these. I would actually intentionally miss the second. On purpose. We seem to be doing a very good job of missing free throws today, so if there's one time you want to do it, it's probably now. With 0.7 left, I don't even think there's enough time to grab the ball and fling one 95 feet. He missed it. We won! Yes! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was probably the biggest clusterfuck of the last quarter I've ever watched. Oh my God. If you enjoyed this call, drop a like and subscribe. We're back against Phoenix. Well, we're playing Utah, but we'll be back here for Nets Phoenix. Oh my God. Oh my God. How on earth did we get out of that one unscathed? The basketball gods intervened at every possible opportunity with a few errors made by us. Everyone breathe. We win 106, 104. I don't know how it became that dramatic after we were up 28 in the second quarter, but in typical Nets fashion, of course, this team has to yet again go out and score. Well, 16 points in the last quarter. Sorry, 18 points in the last quarter. Oh my God, bro. It feels like my soul's been removed. Everyone, I know we won, But please vent in the chat. This is a safe space. I... oh my god. Fucking hell. That is just... That really sums us up right now. That really does. You don't know what you're going to get with this team. Look, I thought us nearly choking the lead against OKC was bad. This was nearly catastrophic, bro. My goodness. That is just unnecessarily dramatic. I don't actually know what's happened to Dorian Finney-Smith because they said he was available, but he just has not... He didn't play like the final 18 minutes of the game, and inevitably, that's when things really turn to shit. The box score. I mean, we ended up shooting lesser... Well, not as well as we started, but the real issue, this game would have been far, far easier to win. Far less difficult. Would have been done about 10 minutes earlier if you could make your free throws. Shooting 59% from the free throw line is a fireable offense, and I don't care how bad your coaching is. That is unacceptable. When you have Cam Thomas missing 3, Spencer missing 2, Finney-Smith missing 3, Bridges missing 2, Dennis missing 1, no one made all their free throws tonight, and that is the biggest issue. We didn't have that one reliable player that could actually get the job done. We have to say, though, that it was an excellent performance by the starting 5, who, well, basically held up the ship for the majority of the game. Finney-Smith, look at him. He was a plus 20 in his 30 minutes. So the fact that he didn't play down the stretch, I don't know if that would have made an impact. It probably would have. I think that just goes to show how important he actually is to this franchise, man. Or at least if we want to win now, it's going to be important that he rocks up. He made 4 threes. He was just about the best player on the team, but Cam Thomas, take a bow because, I mean, if it wasn't for Cam Thomas hitting that clutch 3 down the stretch just to ease the minds of us a little bit, we would have lost this game. There were so many things that we could have mended. Royce O'Neal turning it over from an inbounds, and it was one of the worst passes I've ever seen. A bit of miscommunication. You know, you had misses from like 2 feet away from the basket. You had Claxton committing an absolutely fireable foul, like a foul that really should have you taking an early breather in the locker room. Like, you shouldn't return for that shit. You should put a jumper over your face and not face the music, because that was just an incredibly poor foul by Clax. And if Sengun was a better free throw shooter, then this game's going into overtime. So yeah, I mean, we're very lucky. The turnovers just ballooned. I think that was another problem. 19 turnovers. I think Houston adjusted very well defensively. Like, they played more zone. They played with the smaller team. We didn't cope. We turned it over very, very carelessly. And even though we were getting all those free throws, we missed them. Turnovers could have put them to bed if we just had a few extra possessions. But of course, it's the Nets' way to do things the hard way. From a Rockets perspective, there was no clear standout, but Cam Whitmore off the bench, 19 points. He played a very good second half. Jalen Green had 19, but his efficiency was a little bit ropes. And same with Fred VanVleet. I don't know how he didn't get fouled out, because he was on 5 fouls with 8 minutes to play. In a game where you struggle to score offensively, I don't know why we didn't attack him more aggressively. Sengun had 15, but he only played 27 minutes, which I think, even though it was a bold coaching decision, it was a very good coaching decision. They went for Jayshawn Tate down the stretch, and he was pretty strong for them. They hit a few threes. They actually nearly hit the same amount of free throws, and they had 14 less, so there's another part of the problem. We weren't punishing them there. They had 15 offensive rebounds. That was another thing. So even though they committed 17 turnovers, they were doing something we couldn't. Rebounding. We got out rebounded by 15. And it was, well, they had 15 offensive rebounds to 2. So you could tell the knack that they had in the second half. We weren't matching them nearly enough. So overall, that's the outlook. Cam Thomas with 37, and if it wasn't for him, where would this team be? We were tied. I don't want to hear we were tied when, even though I said don't use it as an excuse, they were on the second night of a back-to-back and they looked hungrier in the second half than we did. So where was the urgency from us? That's not good enough for me. Let's have a look in the chat. I don't know why this team dies offensively in the fourth. It happens all the time without fail. I think it's as simple as the psychological side of things. Does the pressure get to our heads and we don't have the players good enough to embrace the moment? I think it may be as simple as that because these players have made mistakes. And last season and seasons gone by, you had a KD, you had a Kyrie to sort of put all the responsibility on their shoulders and then the burden was placed off yours. But now these players who are infamous role players have to take a bit more responsibility. And that's why I think, I think that's why we struggle so much in later game situations. The team didn't even look happy after the game. Morale must be at a season low. You know what that is? That's relief. That's relief. That's one of those games where it was such a tight, hard-fought win and one that came so difficult that you can't celebrate because you are relieved. It was very much a limp to the finish line over a very extended period of time. It would have been exhausting for some of these players who, like Mikal played 40 minutes, Cam Thomas played nearly the entire game. He played 41 minutes. Clax played 37, Dinwiddie played 35. So these players are exhausted. And I mean, they've been starved of victory. So I think it's more relief than anything. Everyone was finally in their natural position. Cam Johnson didn't help us because he is similar to Mikal. I do think that Cam Thomas being able to run the offense, Spencer looked a little bit more freer in the second half, but when Cam was running the offense in the first half, I think that's where we looked very, very good. Mikal looked freer. Finney Smith was getting open threes. Clax was getting lobs. I think the problem is the second half when Cam gets blitzed, it doesn't feel like we have an answer for that Cam Thomas blitz at the moment. Like, we don't have a fallback option. I still think that we weren't aggressive enough driving to the basket. I think there was an opportunity there. Yes, the Rockets were playing zone. Yes, defensively they lifted, but Van Vleet was on 5 fouls and you had open shooters in the corner when you were playing 5 out. So there shouldn't have been any excuses to not drive and kick it out. Could have had Cam Whitmore. Well, we couldn't because he didn't fall to us. So I don't know if we would have taken him or not. We will never know. The Rockets played so hard to come back. They were diving, running into each other. They give everything. Well, yeah, I mean, I can't imagine... Like, Udoka gave his team a spray at halftime or in the second quarter because some of their closeouts were crap. They were allowing easy looks for us, and that's why they found themselves in that hole. But ultimately, that is why they played well in the second half, because I don't think Udoka, a defensively minded coach, would have settled for that. I think it's an important thing to note that we played well defensively. That being said, we shipped off 64 in the second half. And we can't keep having these games where we only play 3 quarters of basketball. We've seen time and time again what happens when you don't play the full 4 quarters. And that's why I talk about the free throws being so important. If we added an extra 5 or 6 points to the total, that gives us a little bit more reassurance as fans. The players are more reassured that they can get the job done because there is a little bit more cushioning. And the opposition equally has their morale lowered because they can look at an 18-point lead and a 24-point lead and say, well, 24 points is a little bit tougher to peg back. So I think making the free throws very, very underrated part of the game. And I don't think, look, they need to go back in the gym because every single time it feels like we play well, the one thing that seems to be our shortcoming is the free throws. And that's why we leave teams in games. Sabbath stays you are. Well, yeah, I'm not changing at all. I'm remaining authentic throughout all of this, believe it or not. But yeah, that was just a crazy game, I think. Um, we will move forward to Nets versus Utah, and that game is going to be an interesting one as well. Ben Simmons will be back for it. I won't be streaming it, but I will be here for Nets versus Phoenix, as you can see in the top right-hand corner. I don't think it's February the 1st. It may be, actually. For Nets Suns. So that game we will be back for. Hopefully, well, I can't see us... Like, if we do this fourth quarter bullshit again, we're getting smoked. Because, I mean, Phoenix are an equally bad basketball team in the fourth. But they've got, like, Devin Booker, who just scored 60 points. So, if he scores 60, I think we're losing this by about 30. But obviously, there's a game in between, so we don't look too far ahead. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your chat comments and all of that. Ultimately, Rudy, Mr. Whammy was the most clutch person in the Nets org. You are right, because he ultimately forced the Sengun miss, which, I mean, ultimately would have changed the whole complexity of the game. We're probably still watching a game of basketball if, you know, Whammy doesn't exist. So that's all good and well. Thank you. What a game. We will see you in about 3 or 4 days' time. Thank you yet again. Thanks for the chat messages, the likes, the comments, the engagement. Hopefully, we're winning a few more games as we look ahead. It is a tough schedule, but going into this one, I don't know if I thought we could win this, but the fact that Cam Thomas scores 37 and he starts, I think that's hopefully an indication to JV that he needs to give Cam Thomas the keys and Cam Johnson needs to be demoted to the bench. I don't think there's no sugarcoating, no beating around the bush. You can't afford to do that, especially if you want to compete, because this team constantly says they want to compete. Anyway, I'm done here. Thank you. Enjoy the win. Stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.